C、リーチ、
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to an early edition of the American Ricci Mahjong League. We are not usually live this early, as you can tell. We've already missed a hand or two, but this game is kind of important. My name is Max,
リーチ、
sometimes known as Light Pink Yoshi, and we are here bringing you the last A1 games of the season. We've got Nathaniel, Lucas, Andrew, and Kathy all duking it out here. Nathaniel, one spot away from the league championship, needs to pick up about 50 points over these 4 games.
ロン、
And Lucas and Andrew are both trying to stave off demotion, both sitting right above, right on the cut line in Lucas's sake, and about 20 points above it in Andrew's sake. We do see Lucas pick up that Ricci, though, off of Kathy. Got so caught up in the intro, didn't get to the hands. But there were 2 Riccis, one of them won. And that brings us into East 2-1. If you could please shift us over to the dealer perspective. Alrighty. Sorry, still kind of getting situated here, but we do see Lucas here as dealer trying to just rack up these repeats. Any big first would go a long way to helping him avoid demotion. Gonna palm this Chun
ポ
here,
ン、
I imagine. Yep, just aim for like a Chun Dora 1. Andrew's hand on the right, not like the greatest, but certainly not bad by any means. Shots at like a 1-2-3 Sanchoku, but really needs to fill in some
ポ
of
ン、
those awkward shapes on the far right of the hand. We see another pawn come out from Lucas. Kathy across the way, not a great hand. Could be a potential Tanyao if she ever figures out what to do with those pay pair. And then lastly, Nathaniel, not really much to write home about. No Dora, no decent, nothing really decent. As Lucas does give up the Dora to hold Tempai here. So is Tempai on the 4-7, so for just Shinnomi. But still, repeats are a good way of racking up points. Alright, we do see Andrew still slowly progressing, trying to find anything around that Tuso to use the Dora. Oh, there is the Dora, so that's gonna be. Is that no? It's still Rian Shanten. Yeah, still Rian Shanten for Andrew. Losing my mind a little bit. Kathy draws one of those 4-sos that deals into Lucas, but it fits right into her hand. Maybe like an outside shot at like a Sanonko, or just like a Richinomi on like the Pei Shabo, which is always a nice tricky weight. Also holding onto that Dora, but it is looking okay to just get rid of. Nathaniel's hand has made a lot of progress and is now Ishanten himself. Though, yeah, looking for anything connected to the 3-mon to try to get like Pinfu. Potentially, potential also for like an Ipeko up in the Sozu shape with that extra 9-so. See what he can get there. Lucas still just looking for that 4-7, so there are still 4 in the wall. So sooner rather than later, he'll probably end up pulling this out, but they are fairly live tiles. Nothing doing here with this 9-pin for Nathaniel. A little bit of an unfortunate backfire, but it would have just been a Richinomi if he had held on to that 8-pin last turn. Does decide to keep it, maybe decides the 9-pin feels a little bit more safe to the overall board. Really just trying to connect to the 3-mon to have any sort of value and decent weight. Still nothing on Lucas's end, has Sumagiri'd an entire row of tiles. Now switches out the 2-mon. Oh, that is going to be the 4-so, and that's going to be the dealing, yeah. As Andrew had picked up that extra Dora and had made his way to his own Ishanten. All right, another 1,800 points. Pretty important for Lucas. Not really like the 1,800 points, but just like keeping your deal gives you so much in terms of the ability to just like rack up points. The more dealer turns you have, the easier it is to get a big win. I don't think anyone would really argue with that. All right, moving into this hand, we don't have a whole lot going on from Lucas. I mean, does have a decent amount of Monzu, maybe thinking about a Honingsu. Does have the one floating Dora that's kind of awkward.
ポン
Kathy Palms the Chun does have a Dora that she can use as well. Not a super, not the best shapes, but once you're open, any shape can be fillable. Just need the right discard. Andrew has a decent amount of Sozu, though it doesn't really look like he's going to play that for a Chinitsu, which makes sense. The general floating tiles and shapes are good in the other suits. And over on our left, we do have Nathaniel. Just yeah, not a whole lot going on. Maybe like a 1-2-3 or a 2-3-4 Sanchoku in some worlds. Not the best hand. We'll just kind of just see who draws what. Lucas's hand is kind of moving like it might fill quickly, but needs to fill in a 5 which is only actually 2 held, so possibly doable. And we are being joined this morning by Mr. Korak himself, who is, bringing us the bias perspective of the person currently in first in A1. How you doing this morning?
Salty.
Games last night ended not so great.
I play the games well, but if you looked at the log, it was just sumo after sumo after sumo. I took a minus 20 UMA from that, so
I get
nothing
you,
you
I
do
get you.
from it.
Yeah, I took an early night last night, so I was not able to catch all the fun action. I did see that our good friend Steve is dead, which is, such is life.
リーチ
Well, he did get to deal on a triple road on 3, so that will
Yeah,
uh,
it was
go
funny.
down for a bit. But I mean, after what he did in Ichinomi Open, you kind of
Yeah,
expect it. He's
yeah,
even saying at
it's a
the tournament, he's
trade-off.
like,
It's a
"Hey, you
trade-off.
know, it's gonna happen."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, we do see the Ricci come in from Andrew. It's just gonna be Ricci Nomi on this penchant. I wonder if maybe the shape was misinterpreted because I feel like this is not a Ricci that Andrew usually
Yeah,
takes.
this is definitely not the type of shape that Andrew normally takes. This is probably a
Yeah,
misread. Thought there was a Peiko here.
yeah. It is early in the morning, though. It has been his primary availability window. So if
Well, it's
anyone
early
should
in
be
the
used
morning
to
for
playing him this
everyone
time,
except Andrew, who is plays on this type has a very strange work schedule. So this
yeah,
is like the end of his day normally.
yeah. And there would have been the Forza upgrade that I think otherwise he would have held out for. Though it seems
Yeah, and even
everyone
just
is.
keeping that one so could actually be Tempai for Itsu on 3 so right now.
Yeah. Though it does seem like everyone is respecting the Ricci. Not there's not really any reason to not respect it thus far, but maybe after this this hand shows what it is, maybe
Right,
we
and
might see a
plus
little bit more
Andrew is
aggression.
known for those greedy, expensive reaches, so this is not a huge surprise.
Yeah,
Andrew's definitely one of the people I expect a lot of folds against. I mean, if you walk into Tempai, then sure, as we see Nathaniel's getting very close.
yeah. Yeah. And Lucas is like slowly but surely washing his way around this 3-6-0 shape. Have to imagine
Well,
he'll be
there's
willing to push one
Tempai,
of
リー
them.
チ
Oh, yep. Tempai with the
Ricci,
chase.
Anyao, 3-6 pin.
Yeah,
Actually,
luckily
really good
for
in the wall at this point.
yeah, luckily for Andrew
Oh,
though.
there's the 6, though. So 1-6 and 2-3s.
Yeah, so Andrew's in less danger here than he probably could or should be. Though,
ス
actually,
モ
Lucas, yeah, there's going to be the sumo.
And the
Rishi
rest of the
sumo.
table has to look at it and go, really?
You know what? Points is points. That's going to
It
put him
worked, it worked,
just
and he
below
gets
starting.
the extra 1,000 from Nathaniel there. Not
Yep,
quite at 30,000, but in a nice little second place, going to dealer turn here in East 3.
yep, yep.
You can just look at this hand. The dealer is, and the shapes are there. I just don't see much value in it. You're desperately trying to hedge it towards like a 3-4-5 Sanchiku or even just draw the Dora, but the shapes just don't feel like they're there. On the right, I know. What do you do with that hand for Kathy? You just brute force June shot. You just
I
sit and wait.
mean,
That's a type of hand I
uh,
might actually just want to keep extra safe tiles on. He's just
yeah,
bad.
it's not great. I mean, there's like the outside world where you get like 1-2-3 Sanchoku, and there's the Dora. It's like, it's something, but yeah. Also, like Kathy's like the one person at this table who's just like kind of chilling. But she would need an
Yeah,
absolutely catastrophic result for there to be any danger, as she is currently 100 points above the cut line. But as we saw in a couple other A1 games, like the sixth session tends to lead to those kind of wild swings. Like we saw Andreas lose like 73 points in one game or something, which was absolutely ridiculous.
Well, cross lane, Nathaniel currently Ishanten with Ryankon and that Ryanman. So definitely looking to pull in probably the Chuso, secure the door. Ooh, sets up the
Yeah.
potential Suji trap here. I
Sushi
don't
bait.
know that I like this though. You've lost a
Yeah,
lot of efficiency.
like so much efficiency because the Manzu shape is still really good in terms of just like a 2-tile extension.
Right,
But
but you could have
like it's
just
not
cut the
like
two anyway. It's not like you're adding much here.
yeah,
Unless you're
yeah.
planning on cutting the 3-1 anyway. And I don't think Nathaniel would normally do that.
Yeah. I mean maybe there's a world where he's like really greedy and this is a 1-2-3 San joke. You just cut 4-5 mon or something after you draw one mon.
That probably is what he's thinking. And on the left, I mean, it's just a Tanyao hand that's not getting there. Could go Cheetoy with it, but again, it's just not getting there.
Ooh, I mean, that is an upgrade to the shape, and it's just the question: do you want Shinfu or do you want Dora? And the answer is neither, apparently. All right, we're gonna hold on still to this Kanchan Ryanman for Nathaniel. Ooh, and the immediate punish. But now can get a
Boom.
whole lot, honestly, a whole lot going on with this hand. This hand could have just even been Chini 2 at this point. Well, that's gonna be the
Yeah, well, you see the 9 and the 5 of the discards, you feel like very sad. But
yeah.
in the
Hol-
meantime, that
Hold does
is
come out from
Tempai, I
Lucas.
believe. No, it's not.
Yeah,
Would
no,
have
still
been with
not
the
quite.
9 discard, but yeah, no, not actually Tempai. Dealer
Yeah.
Ishan 10.
I think Nathaniel might be a little bit tunnel visioned on this Dora. He's been pulling long days and late nights to bringing us all this this commentary.
Yeah,
So
he's
this
definitely putting some work in.
yeah, this 9
Ooh,
a.m.
Tempai on the left. Which way will be taken?
Yeah, it's classic
Takes a
Shavo.
Shempon 2-6.
I like Champon here. It's just like you leave yourself like those upgrade outs, and I like having multiple types of tiles that I can win on.
We haven't
Like,
talked about this, but there's a monster getting built by Kathy right now.
yeah, apparently this is what you do with a hand that bad. It's just like flow your way
Just
into
draw
a.
everything in one suit. Is that
Well, now what do
Tempai?
we do? I don't think it
No, it's
is. No,
not.
because
Yeah,
it's Chitoi Shanten.
I
Boom.
think it's destined to deal in here.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure it's going to be the 2.
The toy makes sense to just like try to get the most value out of it. Because
Right, you
despite like
figure
it
you can call
looking
the
pretty,
9, and that's your value. And then everyone's like, well, it could be Shidetsu. It could just be Toy Toy. It actually could be both, but not there yet.
yeah,
So I'm going to go ahead and skip right to Lucas's hand because that is pretty.
yes, it is. There's definitely an
Boom.
exclamation mark to just wake up with that. It's like Ponytail, I see. If you get lucky with the draws, like you can definitely bluff for a little bit, but it is Sozu because there's
Yes,
no
and for
like.
that matter, you even have the potential. Well, not
Well,
anymore.
no.
That probably
Yeah,
has to come right back out.
yeah,
You also could draw a Haku and start dreaming of Daisungen.
yeah.
Boom.
That's definitely a good way to get yourself out of that emotion zone. It's just one of Yakuza. It almost worked for Pio yesterday. And then he
Yeah,
got
Pia put up a pretty strong fight. I couldn't pull it
yeah,
out
and
in the
then he
end.
got smacked right back down. I saw he ate like the Kabari on a or a Tuhane on all last just to add insult.
Yeah, Kathy, pretty standard Pinfu hand. Couple pairs. 7-mon would fix that. On the right, it would be Tanya, except for that 9-pin pair. And honestly, I don't know what you go with on a hand like that. I honestly just want to call and go Tanya with it, but I
Yeah,
think Nathaniel wants more value than that.
Tanya Nomi seems fine. The
Well,
one
now
mon
okay, now
draw
it's
changes
easy. Yeah, now
everything.
it's
Yeah,
easy. Now
yeah.
you know exactly what it is.
All right,
Ricci
it's just
Pinfu
Ricci Pinfu.
Peiko.
Maybe you get Nipeko. You're not like super thrilled about the availability of your Manzu tiles, but like it's early enough that you should still be able to draw some of them. Also, 4
Con.
pairs now. Not really something that like you want to do, but like maybe you think about it a little bit. A little bit surprised we
Ishanten
did
on the
not see the
left.
con. A little
Well,
bit
and there
surprised we did
goes
not see
the
Lucas
Haku
con this.
Yeet. Haku Yeet into the double Gakuhai.
Yeah, again, Kathy is really in a situation where she just does not have to care.
Reach.
I
Well, can
expect we'll
just
see the
reach you
Shabo
here.
Richu
Shampoo.
here.
Oh, yeah. The 9
Yeah,
looks so good right now.
yep. 3 cut 8 mon means the 9 mon is fairly possible to come out.
Sumo.
Oh,
Oh,
we're gonna see
just sumo.
Patsumo.
Easy
Easy.
game.
Yep. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. No
No,
Uros. It's only
but
gonna be
we'll get
2K.
6,000,
Yep.
and we'll get right up near first. I think still in second, but very
Yeah,
close.
just barely. But this is definitely not how you wanted the day to start if you're Nathaniel. Pretty good for you. Not so good for Nathaniel.
Yeah, I'm definitely not complaining here, but 22-3 isn't that far back. That can
Yeah,
definitely be fixed in one hand.
I'm
But
just
dealer
spec.
here's
Yeah, I'm just a spectator here. Like most of my season, honestly. I was like, you know what? There's mahjong to watch. Why not?
yeah, well, Kathy has a pin fu type hand. Not much value. You don't need much value. The hand's going to play itself. On the right, that's one of those hands that can be very flexible. You can play it a lot of different ways, but not if you draw garbage like that.
Yeah.
Across the way, Chun pair. You have the Chun and Dora pair, so the idea is probably just call and go. If the Chun comes out, I just insta
Yeah, of
smash the
course. It's
button.
just how willing are you to like call Rion Men to go out of Zuke? It's like, eh. It's just like you feel like your hand should be able to like hold out for the Chun and not find yourself like Mochi Mochi and stuck.
Right.
I think it's very like playstyle esque
I've,
based.
I'm calling anything except the one so.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. You definitely don't want to call the one so, and you're definitely not gonna palm the door either, of course.
Right.
No progress though. This is the classic oh, I have a good hand. Let's Sumagiri 6 tiles.
Well, there's the tune.
Yep,
I imagine the
Chun.
6-7 comes out.
Yeah, I'm partial to cutting 6/7 pin here, I think.
Sees two of the one so out, but that makes me want the 2-3
Yeah, I
shape.
feel like I'm like like when it's not like super dead, like when it's like 2 cut or like 3 cut on a Rion Men, I'm like more partial to tiles that my Kamicha's already discarded. Like I just need them to draw it. Like there are 2 people that can draw this that's good for me.
That is not Tempai. Doesn't actually help at all. Thrown
Yeah,
right back.
would just make there be less Pinfu outs.
And yeah, there's the 3. Well, now you might as well keep the pay as a safe tile because you haven't done anything with this hand.
Yep. Ooh, a very useless Dora just got drawn into Andrew's hand. I wonder if we'll see Lucas palm that and go headless.
I mean, I would for
Could be a
sure.
consideration if it comes out, though. That is going to be Tempai for Nathaniel for just the Tanya Nomi.
Yeah, try to
Maybe,
get the 1300 here.
yeah, maybe he's found out that his hands are a little bit too slow this morning to wait around on. Interesting choice here for Andrew. This isn't really a hand that you can play at this point. Yeah, uh, all things considered, not a bad deal in, but does that is who you want to hit if you're Nathaniel.
Right, try and pull someone else closer to you. And we're in South round. Nathaniel's in last place, and boy, that's not a good hand.
No, it
That
is
is
not.
look. I look at that hand, and my immediate thought is count the
One,
honors and
two,
terminals,
three,
and
four,
it's
five,
just not
six.
there.
Yep. It's
It's
one of
not
those
even
hands.
consideration to be there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen one with 5 before, I think from Dave way back when.
But yeah, you just go 79 Sanchoku and pray with a hand like that. Hand on the left getting very close already, Ishan 10. But on the right, Pinfu, ooh, that is Ishan 10 there as well for Ricci Pinfu Dora 1. Across
Yeah,
the way, possible Itsu building in.
we need more Ricci Pinfu in this game, but that's going to be already Tempai for Kathy. She could pawn the Haku and just try to greed out a little bit. See, no, just wants the Rionman. Again, she doesn't really feel the need to do anything, and also like
Yeah,
1K gets her into first place.
I'd normally call that just because I like the flexible Tonki. But I guess the problem is you already threw the Dora, which was your Tonki choice.
Yeah.
So in that case, yeah, it makes more sense because even flexing to like a pay, it's like yeah, it increases your chance of coming out, but it also decreases your chance of sumoing anything.
Yeah,
And there's
agreed.
Tempai on the right, 1-4. This will be a Ricci by Lucas.
Yep,
Reach Pin
two
Fudora.
Yep, 2 different A-class Rion men. Andrew is gonna get baited into dealing in here. He doesn't have anything safe, and his hand's actually pretty good. Yeah, so this is probably gonna be the Formon. Yep.
There it is. Reach Pin Fudora. We'll see if there's an aura. No
Nope.
aura, but does get Nathaniel to third place and drops Andrew to fourth.
Yeah.
Lucas now extends
No
the lead in first.
no Ura there is actually pretty important because it keeps Nathaniel very, very close to Andrew. So like 4th place is still like very, very like possible. But yeah, that's just unfortunate because even in the case where you want to play like 9 so and just like go all the way around there for Andrew, like you really can't because 9 so looks like even worse than everything else because of the early 5 so.
Now I see a whole bunch of mediocre hands. I guess okay. Now that draw helps Nathaniel out quite a bit. That's definitely the best hand now. Dealer trying to work it in. Now you get that Dora pull, but you still have 2 Conchons need to fill, and then you'd be there, but that's not great.
Yeah,
On
I
the ride,
mean,
Pinfu, but no value.
yeah, Conchons do tend to fill a little bit more often than you kind of like feel like they do, but at the same time, yeah, not your favorite shapes to see here. Though that's a
Ooh,
good draw.
interesting play by Nathaniel. Cuts the Hatsu since the first one already came out. Looking for the bunch of value here. That is a
Yeah,
greed play for sure.
I don't necessarily hate it either because I mean, if you're aiming for 30K here, like this hand is definitely a hand that could actually get you there in one go. And it feels like it should play relatively quickly, even with the Hatsu drop, because otherwise you'd pretty much have to cut either
You
six
probably
mon
have
or
to cut
six
the
pin.
Dora. Well, you're cutting the
Yeah,
6 mon this turn. You may end up having to get Dora, which would be really sad with a hand like this.
yeah,
Well, in the meantime, though, Lucas, very nice little Ishunten here.
yeah. It's now filled into potential ton pin Dora one. Could even open for it if you get the 6-0 out, though. And that is the
That's a
best draw
huge
Nathaniel could get.
tile for Nathaniel. Yeah. Now you have floating 6 and a possible 3-sided weight on a
Yeah.
147 pin.
Lucas preemptively dodges, thinks that the 1-mon looks safer, is correct with that, but that 1 pin could have gotten him in trouble if he held it for one more turn
Oh,
like
there it
this.
is. This could be a
Yup,
3-sided Ricci, I imagine.
yep. Ricci Dora with Pinfu on 4 and 7 pin.
Ooh.
I
It
mean, you
should
push
be
the
the
1-mon
1-mon
first.
this turn.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The 1-mon first makes a lot of sense, but I think if we see Tenpai here, Lucas will be baited. Ooh, well, 2-mon's like you play 2-mon for the same reasons you play a
Yeah,
1-mon.
same thing. And it's
Yeah.
even one chance.
Yep.
Now another 3's come out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No one else really has a hand that like wants to do anything about this. Like maybe if Kathy gets really good draws, but I mean she has no
Well, you
actual incentive
could
to fight.
shift with the
Oh,
5-7 if you want to get really greedy here.
yeah, but the 9 pin being Gembutsu probably breaks that.
Yep.
All right, Kathy now he's Shanten as well. If she draws the 3, so we might just see like a calm Dama after the pay cut. So they would be on the same but slightly worse weight for Kathy.
Is that Tempai on the right? It is waiting on 3-pin. There is one
Yeah.
left.
You know, apparently Andrew's a big fan of my 3-pin church.
Well,
Because
another Ricci Nomi bad weight on 3-pin.
this seems like the kind of thing that's going to work, just because this game sucks.
And this may actually bail Lucas out here.
Oh, Tenpai for Kathy. Yeah, third stick here with a safe, like relatively safe entry. Feels pretty good there. Oh, well, now what do you do if you're Lucas? I guess like okay, yeah,
The
3
3 is
mon.
safe, so I
Yeah.
think that's reasonable.
Oh,
Oh, and you feel really bad
oh.
now. I
But it's
think the
fine. It's
8.
good. It's
I'd
good.
throw the 8
Yeah,
on.
8 mon C. Okay, 8 pin. Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay,
8 pin
because of the
Suji
Suji, that
and
makes
yeah,
sense
yeah,
too.
and it's also Gembutsu to 2 of the Richis. 'Cause that was Andrew's Richie tile. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, the
Of
3-pin
course.
waits
Of
wins again,
course.
and it's a direct hit. Any aura, one aura. That's gonna
That's just
switch this
like
table around quite a bit. Nathaniel, great hands, turn 7, 3-sided weight, and it just doesn't come.
yeah. You look
And
at
one
something
thing
like
we're gonna
that
see at
as
this table is you're gonna have people chasing you down. These are very aggressive players.
yeah. You look at something like that as Nathaniel is like, all right, maybe it's not meant to be. It's like, bro, like really, you're
Yeah,
chasing
you
me with
can't ask
that.
for a better hand than
You're
that. And
chasing
that's
me with
really
that and not
feels like the comeback type hand.
yeah. Yeah. You get chased with that and it's like, sure.
Well, we see the pass here by Andrew. Doesn't want the tone Yakuhai. Could have accepted a door with this hand.
Yeah, I
I mean,
kind of
that's the
hate
one
that
I
pass.
always take. I
I
always
really
take
hate that
that.
pass.
I really hate that 6-pin too. I think there are a
Yeah,
lot of upgrades, and
makes
you do get to accept the 2 by keeping the 1 here, but
yeah.
you're
I
looking at
think
the
that's a
rest of your
little
shape and
bit.
not really happy with it.
This feels like something of just like being hyper aware of Ryanman Kanchan because you just read about it.
Yeah, it does kind of feel about right, honestly. On the
This is like
right,
it is a shape. That doesn't
Pinfu,
mean it's like the best shape.
yeah. Possible Itsu, Adora, decent shapes, possible 234 Sanshoku. Cross the way, probably looking for the Ipeiko.
The messed up thing is that I look at the hand on the right and I see 789 Sanchoku.
That looks way farther for me, and I'm a pretty big fan of Sanshoku.
Well, now the 2 pin's gone, so clearly I'm right.
Well, okay, so there's the one, all that effort, and it's
Yeah,
gone
yeah.
anyway. Of course, by this point, 6-pin would be
Yeah,
gone as
nothing would have
well.
really changed. It's just like maybe
Right.
you hold on to the 6-0 a little bit longer, and that's
Okay, so I
helpful.
do see a Sanchoku that I do like now on Lucas's hand.
Yes, yeah. That one's actually like very feasible. Would pre like Rishi Pinfu Sanchoku at best, but you know, from first place in South 3 without a deal, you'll take 3 Han, or even just like an
Yeah,
Chitoy.
nothing wrong with that. Ooh, you could cut Tone here and hope to get
No,
Dora.
surely not. Surely you just Chitoy.
Instead, you're gonna Dama here, looking for a better value.
Yeah, maybe looking for like a Sumigiri Richi, try to like get people to deal in on something that is like, oh, it's not the reach tile. No, just looking for probably just like not a fan of Chitoy on 3s and 7s, which is like fair.
Yeah.
Even when they are Suji, it is also one cut. There's so many better quote unquote tiles. Nathaniel's hand is getting bigger. Also has 5 pairs.
Yeah, could see Chitoy battle here.
4-pin, not what you want there. There are still one of these 3 mon in the wall.
Nathaniel thinks about it for a little bit, then goes, wait, no, that's dumb. Oh, just draw it yourself. Easy game.
Easy.
Now, the question is, you cut the 8 mon and hedge towards Shinitsu.
Yeah,
Nope, just going to play it straightforward.
it's very awkward, especially because like of your pawning tiles are one
I
cut.
think the 8's good enough. I'd take this Ricci.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of like retroactive Sotagawa. It's not something I was really planning for, but like, 8-pin's something that I would push into this Ricci if I was against one
Oh,
shot and had
yeah,
a
for
hand.
sure.
Sotagawa is the end all be all for me. It's so good.
It's so good. Okay, well, sets up a potential Suji trap on the 7, but the
Yeah.
7 doesn't feel quite as good.
I mean, it's
Oh, hey, we have a chase across the way. Peiko confirmed.
yeah. It's just how do you want to chase
Could
this?
even Dama.
Ricci Ipeko. We play 7-mon. 7-mon's like significantly riskier, but
Yeah,
is
I
like
think you
it's
still just jam the 7.
significantly better weight. We'll see if
Right.
Lucas is willing to push this 9-mon.
Well, there's one of those.
No.
So the 7 is 2 left, and the 6-9 is
9 is
a
dead.
3 left.
Yeah, so there's 3 6-mon on the wall versus 2 7-pin. In terms of like value, like I'd probably rather be the 2-tile Cheetoy
Oh,
than the
there's a
3-tile.
6.
Yep. Kathy does not have the easiest choices here. Her tiles are not particularly conducive to folding, but
Oh,
yeah.
just Sumo.
All right,
Greek
Nathaniel's gonna get his
Sumo,
revenge back.
Ipeiko.
Yeah, uh,
No,
this is not a
Uro,
hand
but
that's
will get
likely to hit
Nathaniel
Ura.
into 3rd place.
Yeah, that's not a hand that's
Well,
very
yeah, if it
likely
hits
to hit
Ura, it
Ura.
probably hits a bunch.
Yeah, it's like you only have 7 types of tiles or whatever it was, and it's not a Cheetoy. Or I know it was 8 types of tiles.
Now, here is Kathy. Nice shape in pin, but you have that 1-3-4-4, and so you're not that thrilled about. So this just feels like a Tanyo hand. And now
Yeah,
it definitely feels like a Tanyo hand. Again,
yeah,
that's how it's
Kathy
going to
sees
get
it
played for
immediately.
sure.
I like
Uh,
maybe hedge like the 2-so draw by playing 8-mon first, but
yeah, that's what I would have done as well, but this is fine. On the right, Pinfu type hand. We're looking for some sort of 2-3-4 Sancho, or just pair up the Dora, always a good option.
yes,
Cross the
pairing the door
way.
always fun.
I don't know. You have 3 pairs, and it's hard to do anything with that hand. I think Lucas is probably just out, honestly.
Yeah,
And
and
on the
like Lucas is
left,
very okay with that. Like if he can
yeah,
get like a chill
exactly.
first, the only thing he'd really be looking for here is if he can like somehow pick up Like,
Among on Sumo would be the plus 20 Uma, and of course the plus 8 from winning.
yeah, and even just like a direct hit on Kathy, but that's not going to be easy to pick up. And Kathy's hand
Well,
has just
Kathy may
become,
end up
yeah,
free 10 now. Interestingly,
yeah, but like it's good enough. Plus, like Oyari here is going to get three folds, unless someone's like feeling particularly adventurous.
well, nice pull there by Lucas. Can at least consider this, but I don't think that door is ever coming out unless it comes out right now.
Yeah, I think the only
So
thing
if
Lucas
you've
is
made the
really seeing
decision,
with
it just
this,
can't come out now.
yeah, I think the only thing Lucas
Well,
sees with
okay,
this
now
hand
we might see
is,
all 4 of them come out back to back.
yeah, we'll see though, because you can still greed, because no one's hand is really like playable without the Dora, right? Like I think Lucas especially is like only seeing Dora with this hand because like the
Well,
rest of the hand is just so bad. That is Tempai.
no, it's
No, no,
not.
not Tempai,
And
not
it
Tempai.
actually gets out of Furry 10. That's a huge draw for Kathy.
Yeah, and now just a oh yeah, an absurdly wide Ishanten.
Now, that's not one of them, but it does let you get a safe tile out of it.
Yep.
We do have Ishunten on the right as well for Nathaniel. There goes
Honestly, yeah, there the
Dora.
Dora finally goes, so now we'll probably see a Dora come out from yeah, okay, and now the rest of the table will follow suit. Though Andrew can hold it back
There's
as a safe tile.
Tempai.
Tanpini Peiko here. It's like
Ichi
maybe a world where you could
Pinfu
convince me to Dama
Peiko.
this. It doesn't seem
Eh,
it doesn't seem necessary right now, but like
yeah.
if I was one
I'll
of the
always just smash
players,
the button here.
yeah, 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 of course. But if I'm like one of the players on the demotion line, maybe I don't want to reach myself closer to 30K. If like
Right, because you figure Lucas might have actually dealt that if you were actually
yeah,
Dama.
yeah, because if I can get like 5-8 here like consistently, then like I know it's like the EV play is just like slam the button all the time, but like a consistent 5800 here is like so good for the score situation if you're on the demotion line.
Well, all the tiles managing to pair up on the left. There's only 1 5 left in this
Yeah,
weight.
one tile definitely more than enough. Not really a whole lot going on though. I guess Nathaniel is still Ishanten.
Yeah, I'd be definitely push the 6 for
Yeah,
Tempai.
6-mon definitely feels pushable because you can kind of oh
Well,
well.
that doesn't help.
I mean, you can play 9 so yeah.
Yeah.
9 so maybe feels a little bit better if you're not like a fan of like creating your own Nakasuji by just assuming that 9-mon is safe. Oh,
Oh,
there's gonna be
wow,
the
you can just
Tenpai.
Riichi.
I don't think you have to Richi, but you can. Yeah, yeah,
So how's this weight? The 1 4. There are 2 of these left, so it's a 1 versus 2.
yeah. Oh, all right. No, we Patsu could see the
Will be
Haite.
potential Haite or Hote by Nathaniel.
Yep. Oh, there's the last
Oh,
5-mon.
there's the last 5, so it's a 2
Ah,
versus 0,
ah,
and nope, a whiff.
yeah. I guess like the Ricci there makes a lot of sense for Nathaniel because he needs help with that hand to get over 30K, which is what he's aiming for. Ooh, now Nathaniel's starting with Dora pair. We see one in Kathy's hand, but she is the dealer, so probably more liable to cut it than others, even though her hand is not particularly good.
And Katha may just go Cheetoy now with that draw. Because it feels like it should be Chanta, but do you really want to go Chanta with a 3 4 and a 1 through 3 5?
Yeah, it's just like it feels more of just like, all right, we're just gonna play this hand like normally, and Chito is probably the most likely route that comes out of. There's the last Dora, but Lucas's hand is kind of playable.
Yeah, Lucas may jam it in a couple turns, but Lucas did hold it last time, so we'll
Yeah,
see what happens.
yeah, we'll see because he can't really like sit back. Like if I mean, there's a lot of potential in this hand for him to lose this first place that he really cannot afford to do. Though it does look like he's maybe hedging towards pairs. Mm,
And on the right, Nathaniel now stuck with Kanchan Hell.
Yeah, a
2,
little bit of a
4,
back.
4, 6, and
Yeah,
1, 3, 5, 7. You have to pull
there's the Dora pawn, of course. Yeah, a little bit of a backfire with the Tuso there, but I think Lucas is still fine with where this hand's at. This will be a pawn.
Yeah.
I think the Dora pawn might be scaring him off here though. Cuz he really yeah, he really doesn't want to just throw the game away like that by fighting for Tanya Nomi to like I
Well,
think
the problem
and
here is it's like, how are you getting out of this hand?
yeah, I mean in Lucas's world I think it's very okay if Nathaniel wins this hand and he does have 7 so pair to fold with.
Let's see. Sumo Mongon would be first place for Nathaniel
Yeah.
because there is 2,300 in the middle.
Yeah. But like from Lucas's perspective, like even that second place isn't that bad
Yeah. Okay.
because
That
that would
seven's a
result
pretty clear fold.
yeah, yeah. Like from Lucas's perspective, like that 7
Huge she there for Nathaniel
like
now. Headless
even if
Ishunten.
yeah, like if Nathaniel can pull this first place like with the Mungan Sumo, it's still not that bad because that means that Andrew, the person who's competing with Lucas for this demotion slot, is the one that gets like smacked up a little bit. Because he's gonna eat the -20 plus the however many like an additional minus like 10 in score.
Yeah. Ishunten now for Kathy.
Yeah, the hand is just kind of played out like kind of
Possible
normally.
Sunonko.
Yeah, I don't. Ooh,
Oh,
well,
ooh, I definitely think the Sunonko.
this is one of those where it's just like a player that's a little bit more afraid right now might decide to take a step back there and just like just like try to like play this out to exhaust. But because Kathy's in this situation where like nothing can really change for her unless there's like a catastrophe, which this even dealing in here would not be. I think she's pretty okay with just playing the high roll. But we do only see one of those tiles walled, and I can't imagine either of those two players will deal in. So we might it might come out from Andrew just by nature of it. Doesn't really look like he has anything better. Especially as the 3-pin becomes more and more discarded.
Right, because it is one. It would be one chance, except it's still not. It's two chance. It doesn't feel good. But
Yeah.
now the 6 is making a bunch of one chance, so you just may see the 7/7 come out.
Yeah. Tuso's Genbutsu was our
But also, you have to be
key.
paying attention to the very expensive hand on our right. That's the primary thing to dodge. Even more scary, probably, than Dealer Ichi.
Yeah, Dealer Ricci without Dora is like, it's whatever.
Well, there's the 3. That's the end of this hand.
Yeah, or at least the end of
Unless
the Sanan
Nathaniel can get
Dosimo.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately for Nathaniel, he has to find the 5-pin and the 3-mon are both all held.
Yeah, and he's
So I
just pushing.
don't
This
think
is something we saw from Anthony as well. Just say, you know what, I push because this is how you try to win. Look
yeah,
at
like
all those
it doesn't
threes.
matter if he deals it. You know, like him getting 4 of it is just like, oh, it's harder for me to get first place. Like there's no demotion risk.
Just going to be one more draw for everyone.
Yeah, we'll see if Nathaniel can pair anything and pick up some K10 points. That would be pretty significant. No, does
Nope.
not happen for him. It's
Pot
always a little
getting
bit
very
funny.
juicy though.
Yeah, it's always very funny when you see the player with like the open manga and flip down no 10. Like, I see. I was afraid of nothing.
Well, if I'm Kathy, this is a call and go. Anyone you want to call and go. On the left, this is a call and go.
Yeah, you just
Across
like
that, and on the right, the hinges aren't there.
yeah, even if you don't get the points to get you over 30K, like the 3600 in the middle is significant enough on its own right.
Right. It changes a placement for anyone at the table except Nathaniel.
Yeah, Nathaniel, like if it's two Han, it gets him over 30K, which is as good as changing placement anyway.
Right. And there's a door in that hand, so it
Yeah.
will be.
Not that he can open for it at the moment, but you know.
Well, there's the chew, and it's an easy call. May even just plan to go use the Dora somehow. In the
Yeah.
meantime, look at that hand for Kathy.
Yep. Filling in very nicely. Just gonna be about when Lucas cuts this Haku.
Yeah, I
Might be
figure.
right now.
Yeah, right now makes more sense.
Yeah, or like could be West. Yeah, because West is one cut.
Con, there's a
Con.
con.
Oh, 2 Dora for Kathy. 1 Dora for Lucas.
Ooh, big pull on that 7, on that 8.
Yeah, I like 1 pin here because now that
Yeah,
3
that
pin's your
makes
pair, you want to
sense.
just commit to it. And it is a pair. Oh, there's gonna be the palm.
There it goes.
This might get very spicy very quickly. Maybe even a little bit preemptive of a con for Andrew, but he is in last place.
I think it's reasonable with where he is.
Yeah.
And he's planning on going to Ortonki on the 8 pin.
Yep. Though looks, I mean, honestly, I don't even think you have to take Dorotanki at this
Yeah,
point.
you
I
could
think,
just go 3-6 if you
yeah,
think
just
that.
like
That's
just
fine.
play to get 3rd place, take your small minus. I mean, if of course if you draw an 8 pin, like you're very happy and your life
Oh
is good.
yeah.
Yeah, the Lucas is sneakily like progressing as well. Rihanna's on 10 still, but like the shapes are probably the best of like, ooh, that is good. Yeah, I like this play. I like this play for Andrew. You hold on to the greed out, but at like it's a little bit of an efficiency cost, but now you can cheat your way to like a 2-sided tempai. Oh, what
Well,
a
6s
draw
are
for
getting
Lucas.
eaten up, so it
Yeah, and
may
now all
just
of a
be the pay
sudden,
here. Could cut the
yeah,
2 mon as well.
I think pay makes sense. Oh,
There's your
unfortunate
backfire.
backfire. I haven't like you accept that you're gonna backfire sometimes. Like it's worth holding on to the Dora, I think. And there's also the fear element of like, the dealer's open right next to me. You really don't want to be beating a Dora
There's
in.
the 7. I think
I
he's
don't
got
know
the
if
2
7-mon
here.
helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if 7-mon actually helps that much.
Well, let you connect to the Dora. If you draw like 7 pin, then you cut the 8 mon.
Yep. But that's like a very specific draw to lose like a lot of efficiency for. Mm. Yeah, Lucas is now. Oh,
Well,
that's
there's
There's the Dora.
Dorotanki.
Yeah, well now you're kind of forced into Dorotanki.
Right. And that's
Oh,
actually
the
really good. Still 2 on the wall. That
Senpai
is
for
Senpai
Lucas.
across the
Eat.
way.
Ryanman
That's
Senpai,
easy
even
Riichi.
Richinomi, yeah. Or well, no, it's
Yeah.
Richidora
Oh,
one.
there's the
Yeah. Oh,
Dora. Like that can't come out,
no
can it?
way. Like, of course not. Yeah. It plays the 8-mon that Andrew just pushed. Kathy's still
Now
holding Ishan 10.
Nathaniel's just trying to figure out what to do with this hand.
Cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right. Well, hopefully it doesn't go to exhaust with Andrew's Tenpai. That's the thing, because if Nathaniel's no 10 and Kathy is also no 10, then this will be Andrew Gaktening. And also a lot of sticks lost to the void.
Yeah, he obviously 4 of them. That may be
There
a
is
is
yeah,
that
there
a
is still a
record?
Dora in
There
the
haven't
wall.
been that many of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really paid attention to that. Oh, there's the last
Well, there's
Dora.
last 8, so
Yeah. So that
Andrew will
is
not win this hand
yeah,
unless there's some
but
sort
two
of
five
shift.
pins still not bad.
Uh-oh, there's the deal-in.
Oh no. Oh, that's very bad for Andrew, but very good for Lucas and the Ura, just to, add a little bit of a insult. That is humongous for Lucas.
Yeah, and that's one of the people that Lucas is competing with. I believe that puts
That
Andrew into the emotion zone now.
Yeah, they pretty much just directly trade places, pulling up the standings via Discord. Like Lucas is now in like a slightly better 14th place than Andrew was, and Andrew's in like a slightly lower 17th. But still only 8 points behind Zilong with 3 games to play.
Right. But it's Lucas now gets such a big spread now because the gap down to
Yeah.
even Zalong is almost 30 points.
Yeah. Anyway, I thought I was gonna have time to do 2 of these, but unfortunately, I do have to step out here. So if anyone's alive this morning, we could also just like ping the commentators now, but it's like a little bit more of an acceptable time to get someone to hop in with you. I
All
apologize.
right.
I
Well,
just kind of like saw, I was like, oh, like we should definitely like get these games cast, and just like didn't really think about like, oh, I have something to do at 10 a.m.
yeah, it's 9:55, so I guess you're on that. So I
Yeah.
guess all you get left is the 80% asleep, completely biased caster left.
Hell yeah. I'm just gonna like put out a broadcast. Is it what? Broadcast commentator? Is that? Yeah.
Uh, well, thank you very much for having me and for sticking with us as we put together this scuffed morning broadcast. But I
Yeah,
will have
we normally don't have these hours, so we're trying to pull it
yeah,
together.
it's fine. It was just like, oh, this is when they're playing. I mean, we kind of have to, but all right. Well, best of luck to the players and to you, Korak. Though, uh, one of
Yeah, of course, I'm gonna say best of luck to all the players except Nathaniel.
see, I've always found that if I exclude someone from my good luck wishing, it goes
They're
poorly
gonna
for
hit
them.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I will see you guys.
All right, take care. Let's see. We have Andrew's first dealer here. Draws a Dora, probably comes up fairly soon. Looking for a possible 2, 3, or 4 Sun School, also possibly Pico and Lord So. On the right, Richie Pinfu Tanyao type hand. Nothing fancy there. Across the way, you have the Onko of 1 Mon, so it's going to hurt you to get any value from it. And on the left, not that bad a hand, but you need to fill that penchant. Give two pairs and a penchant to fill, so not much value there. But ooh, big 3-so draw there by Andrew. Turn this into Pei Tonki, Ricci, Ipeco, Dora 2. And Nathaniel has a very nice hand there, but needs the 7-so pretty badly. There are ways to work that hand together without it, and that's going to be one of them. But still 2 away. And just another extended Ryoncon. Kind of the story Nathaniel had in the first game. Let's just use Kanchan after Kanchan. Interestingly, the 1 and 2-so are now dead to the table, although no one could possibly know that. On the left, Kathy trying to build this into some sort of Itsu probably, because the rest of the directions for the hand just aren't working. And now actually Ishan 10. Could just brute force Tanya cutting 1-so, but I think 1 pin's a much more normal cut. And a couple Onko across the way. The question is, can you do anything else with it? And the answer is not yet. Meanwhile, Nathaniel's getting absolutely nothing. And Ishan 10 across the way for Lucas. Could cut the 7 here if you want to hold onto the Dora. And now we have a wider Ishan 10 on the left. Can also accept 3 Mon now. Could also, of course, turn this into an Ipeco with a 5 or 6 Mon draw. Eight is not it, though. Yeah, I have 2 players who just aren't drawing anything. And Nathaniel did cut the 1 Mon early lock in the Tanya, and of course gets the 2 Mon now, because that's always how that works.
Gee.
Could Chi for Tempai, that's what's going to happen. Kathy's just going to take this. Still Ishan 10, I believe, for Andrew, and we'll take it. A 3 Mon has 1 left in the wall. Would just be Tanya. Could Chi to upgrade the weight, isn't going to, though. Bit of a Ishanten upgrade there for Nathaniel. Can Chi this down now? Also could end up with Ipeco. Ooh, 6-pin cap. That is a really inefficient play there by Andrew. Getting spooked a bit. Has decided the door just never coming out, I think. We should have the open hand that it would be the North player, so Kathy could, of course, be waiting on it. Nathaniel just stuck in Ishanten hell. 6 can be pawned, cut the 5, and that's Tempai. Waiting on the 4-mon, so we have a 4-mon wait and a 3-mon wait. Tempai across the way if Dora is pushed. Nope. So likely there's going to be 2 players Tempai on the left and right. That's exactly what it is. We move to East 2. And Nathaniel has a decent starting in here, possibly getting the 79 Sanjiku. So actually a pretty good starting hand. The more we look at it, on the right, wow. That's Ishunten already for Richi Pinfu Dora 1. So Nathaniel's is definitely above average hand, but clearly not the best of the table. Oh, and a second Dora there for Lucas. Could get greedy here. We'll see how that gets played. Across the way, definitely a Tanyao, maybe Tanyao Dora hand. And on the left, I don't know what you do with that. You're probably just going to play normally in the off chance you do end up making an actual hand from it, but I think you just call and go now. You have a Dora, that's all you need. Nathaniel does upgrade these shapes, but Sanjika's looking much harder now. Yeah, Lucas looking at his hand and going, why do I not have Tempai yet? Ishanten across the way for Kathy. I definitely cut the 1-so here because you can call open for Itsu. You do lose the Richi Pinfu Dora possibility. With 2 Dora, I don't have to. I'm generally of the opinion you don't think too hard. And we have Tempai across the way on 2-5-so. Of course, the 2 is Dora. Ooh, that's a 3-sided upgrade for Nathaniel. Probably cut the 6-7 on here. You see the hesitation. He's trying to figure out, how do I get Sanshuku? He could have done it with the 6-7 anyway. They wanted to confirm Sanshuku this way. And that 2-so's fits. Oh, there's the big draw. This is Pinfu Tanya Sanshuku on 5-8. I imagine it's going to get thrown if someone draws it. Nathaniel Dama for an absolute monster here. And just nothing else is budged at the whole table. Nathaniel's probably thinking, well, if no one has it, do I just reach you here? And no, just stays Dama. Now, the 4-pin doesn't look good, but are you honestly folding this? And the answer is maybe. Oh, there's the 8! Comes right out. That's Pinfu Tanya Sanjugu, dealer Mongon. And that's the type of hand Nathaniel needs. Currently 62.7 back with 3 games, or a little less than 3 games now. Gets the Dama hit, looking for a Richidora 1 here. Decent starting hand. On the right, similarly, probably a Richidora 1. Ooh, Uncle pull by Nathaniel gets much closer. Across the way, the hand is a a bit of a mess. You're looking for the 79 Sanshoku, but that's about it. On the left, that is already Ishunten for Richi Ipeiko, probably. Possibly even waiting on Non and Shaw. Oh, wow. Look at that draw for Nathaniel. A very wide Ishunten now for Richi Dora 1. And if you draw 2, then it could also be a 2-pin. It would also be Pinfu. Basically feels like when is either Andrew or Nathaniel going to draw their tile? And there's the big one by Andrew on the left. One of the Shaw and one of the Non has come out already, but I imagine if either of the others are drawn, they come out immediately. It is Richi Ipeiko. Yeah, it's just oh wow! You get Richi the 1 here. This is Richi Pinfu Dora 1, waiting on 1/4. So there are 3 of those left. So it's a 2 versus 3 wait. There's the south, and there it goes. And so that's going to get Andrew back over 30,000 and move to East 3. More importantly, though, it does shut down the dealer Ricci. Lucas's dealer here looking for a Sanjiku. 678 or 789 would be the best value. Also can use the Dora. Needs a 2-mon to fill that in. On the right, a bit of a messy hand. Are you just going to brute force Honitsu with this? Maybe. Across the way, a bunch of pairs. Similarly, could go Honitsu or just Chi-Toy, or even Toy-Toy with this. That's one where when I'm in the situation, I just plan on Honitsu. I just call the wins and see what happens, especially in the door, so you can always draw one. And if you don't even feel that bad about just winning the Honitsu only. On the left, kind of a pretty normal Pinfu type hand. Could get a Peiko with the 5, 6, 7 mon. There's the Shaw, and that's going to get called. And yeah, it's a brute force Honitsu. It is also the Yakuhai, so extra value there. And there's your Dora. And the problem is the pay. You expect to call the pay, but that's locked up. It's Mochi here, where both Honitsus want it desperately. At least I think that's what Kathy's doing. Nope, passes the 7, so may just be going for a normal hand. Well, there's a Haku pair on the right. That may push Kathy towards going for it, but not yet. There's Chun, passes cleanly. Oh, 7, so yeah, there it goes. So the question's when the Haku going to get pushed. It may come out right here. Nope, Nathaniel going to squeeze it, at least for a bit. Ishunten extended for dealer. That could turn into Sanjiku. You can palm this 5, which would actually help it a little bit, but not much. And I see that 1-mon being held by Kathy. Oh, there's our Tempai for dealer. I imagine you just Ricci this.
Yeet.
This is Ricci, Pinfu, but such a difference between the cheap end and the expensive end. The cheap end is just Ricci, Pinfu, and the expensive end is Ricci, Pinfu, Tanyao, Sanjuku, which is the 6-mon. And Kathy looks to be out. It looks like Andrew is probably out. And Nathaniel's probably out. Ooh, that may incentivize a push, but nope, not going to happen. There goes the pay. I was like, oh, okay. Now Kathy knows exactly where they were. Oh, and that draw definitely incentivizes this hand to be pushed, but Kathy's having none of it. So we haven't even talked about the weight, but it's still good.
Sumo.
There's 4 in the wall. Draws the cheap end. Reach Sumo Pinfu. Gets the aura, though, so that's some consolation. Gets that up to 8,800 total win. After getting a stick back, and has a pretty decent starting hand. Not a good one, but a decent one. Potentially Ricci Pinfu Tanya there. On the right, Pinfu type hand. Not much else. You could brute force Lonitsu, but I don't really see it. Across the way, Pinfu hand, Tanya, maybe? I don't know. It's one of those that it's going to depend on the draws. On the left, ooh, huge fill into that 3-mon. Probably just Ricci Pinfu now. Could draw the 2, 5, or 8 pin for Tempai. Would love to add Sonshuku, but it's going to be very difficult to do. Oh, well, never mind. Now it's a lot easier, and that pulls Adora in. So this may be a question of, do you brute force it? And the answer is not just yet. But if, say, 6 pin is paired up, I imagine the 7 might come out. Well, so much for the Sonshuku. Yeah, just going to throw it back. Four pairs on the right, but that seems unlikely to be the win. Oh, there's our Tempai on the left. Ricci Pin Fudora 1, waiting on 5, 8. There are 5 left in the wall. That's a really good wait. And Lucas is definitely not going to fight this. Kathy probably would from Ishan 10 for Ricci Chitoi, potentially. But the question is, you're kind of out of safe tiles at this point for Kathy, so is it going to be a bailout? Yeah, that's it. And the question for Nathaniel is, where are they? Because there are still 5 in the wall. Oh, well, another chance. Still doesn't want it. Possible shift to a Tanyao now for Kathy, depending on draws. Well, there's one of them, so down to 4 left. Now down to 3 left. Nathaniel misses both of those, but still 3 outs on the wall is pretty good at this point. 2 left in the wall. So everyone's drawn the winning tile except for Nathaniel at this point. Interesting that 7-mon was thrown instead of the 9 so. But you still had the Chitoi Ishan. And there goes the 9 so anyway. Oh, and there's the 5-mon pair up. This could have been Tempai. And I think the 6-mon is a reasonable push there. And as you see, it clears now. So 1 draw left for Nathaniel, unless there's a call involved. Andrew, considering if it's worth pushing for Tempai, and the answer is no. And after all that, Nathaniel just misses. We'll still get 3,000 as consolation prize, but when you get a hand like that, you expect to hit the sumo, especially with how many outs there were on the wall. Dealer here has a Ricci Tanyao type hand. Could turn this into a Sanchiku with some shifting. On the right, now that's a real hand. Is it? I mean, you have this. Well, okay. Now the question is, what Honitsu do you want to go for? I think you just call anything. You'd love to be in the pin, except the Dora there. Across the way, Pinfu type hand, but wait, no, not really Pinfu type hand. You have 3 pairs and 1 completed shape, so flexible hand, but you kind of want to pair up a Yakuai and just go. On the left, Pinfu type hand, but really want the 4-5-6 Sanshoku. So in terms of who's ahead in this hand, I don't know. Probably the dealer for Tanya Dora 1. Definitely the dealer now. And Kathy desperately needs some points too. At least in this match. Doesn't really that much of a difference to the overall standings, but definitely wants to get something in this match. That is a nice pull there on the right for Andrew. And would love to see the South, but that's probably not coming out because I don't really see a reason for Lucas to ever cut it. There's Tempai for dealer. Could Dama this. Will do so. Waiting on 5 Mon. It feels pretty loose there by Lucas. We'll see if it comes out, though. Oh, and that's going to be an easy Ricci. I imagine this will be a chase. Oh, Chitoi. There are 2 of the Haku left. That is Ricci Chitoi versus Ricci Dora 1. Oh, just Sumo. So it does leave some points on the table not having Ricci, but we'll be glad to take 9,600. And is rewarded with a decent starting hand. Not much value here. You just want to draw the 7 so. On the right, couple pairs and an Onko, so maybe a Toy hand? The question is, can you turn into maybe Suonko? Of course, you're always a dream with a hand like that. Across the way, very good starting hand. Possible even Rian Peiko. And on the left, a bunch of disconnected garbage. It is hard to do anything with a hand like that, so it may just be brute forced into Chitoi. Ishanten now for dealer. Needs the 7 so and the 4-7 Mon. Anko now on the left. Hand's still just way behind, though. Now, the 5 pin's a really interesting draw. And yeah, so there goes the Penchon. That's kind of what I was thinking. I might have cut the 4 so instead, but I certainly see cutting the Penchon altogether. So Nathaniel here is trying to figure out a way to turn this into a Dora pair up, because you don't really want to be in any of these other shapes, but I mean, you take it for Ricci, Pinfu, Ipeiko, maybe Dora 1. But a Dora pair up in that hand immediately becomes an absolute monster. With a potential Ricci, Pinfu, Tanyao, Rian Peiko Dora 2. Oh, there's 5. Might see a con. Nope, gonna hold it for now. Ooh, well, yeah, that's why you didn't con. Well, there's the Ishan 10 across the way now. And Ishunten on the right, I believe. Yep, it is. And a call to interrupt things, just probably going for the Tanya Nomi, could turn it to Toy Toy. And interrupted again, Tempai on 2-5. Could see a Chi here for Tempai, and will. Now this is is this... What is this? Wait, this is... Well, it doesn't matter. Tanya Nomi, a Tanya will end it all, and it's going to be a win for Lucas. We head to South 1. Six, seven, eight, Sanshoku with a Dora. You'd love to pair the Dora up and go. On the right, whole bunch of Mon tiles. Decent shapes elsewhere. Richi, Itsu, Dora would be great. Across the way, nice shape in Pin, and nice shape in So, but the Mon leave a bunch to be desired with a 3, 8, 9, 9. And on the left, pay pair, so you can call and go with a hand like this. The question is, if Kathy want more value? And the answer is probably, just given the overall scores. And Andrew just immediately gives up on the potential Sanshoku, figuring raw efficiency is the way to play that hand. And not really much going on. Ooh, okay. Let me change that. Now we have a Dora 2 here for the dealer. Oh, and there's a huge fill-in across the way. Not much value there, though, still. So kind of questions that Andrew will plan on Otozuke here if, say, the 6-0 comes out. No, just draw it yourself. Easy game. And there goes one pin. One pin for sure. And Ishan 10 for what will be Richi, Dora 2, possible Tanyao. And 5 doesn't really fit in that hand unless you're going for the Peiko, but I'd cheat that for sure. Yeah, there's Tanya Dora 2 for dealer, waiting on 4-7. On the left, waiting on 1-4 for Pay Dora 1. And the 1-4 is pretty well eaten up on the right. And that 7 may come out. We'll see if it gets pushed. It's Suji on the left. You do have the 80 Yonken for Andrews, so it doesn't feel necessarily safe. I'm gonna get away from it. Good dodge there by Lucas, rather. And so the 4-7 is what? 1, 2, 3 left, and the 1-4 is what? 1 left? Let's see. 1-4, 1-1. 3 versus 2. And we've seen so many tiles dead walled this game. You have to con that. Oh, Rinshan! Huge hit there! Rinshan, Tanyao, Dora 3 flips 1 extra con Dora, and that's going to put Andrew into first place. A huge hit there. That is what he needed badly. And gets a pretty good starting hand here for the next hand. Being able to call the south has a floating Dora, decent shapes everywhere. On the right, few pairs. You also have the 3, 4, 5 complete. Oh, Dora pair for dealer. It's all of a sudden looking very dangerous. On the right, a few pairs. Now you may just go Cheetoy with that, honestly. Across the way, a whole bunch of So tiles. Might go even Chinitsu, although if you draw a Dora, you just take the completed shape. And on the left, probably just a tie now hand. The shapes aren't great, but they're kind of callable. And if I'm Lucas, I'm just going for it. I'm kind of in the 8-9 here. Maybe the Hatsu, since 2 are out. Oh, and then 9 so feels like a sign. And yeah, that's exactly how it's read. Oh, speaking of signs, wow. Andrew definitely hitting something here. Needs that south, though. And that's really the question right now is where are the south? And if not, can Lucas get to this Chinitsu in time? Now, 1 mon doesn't help. We haven't mentioned it, but Nathaniel is Chitoi Ryan Shanten, so still not there yet. No, there's a Dora on the right. So you'd like to go with a regular hand, but it's kind of hard to see how you do so. You probably just cut the 2 on here. Oh, cuts the 9 instead. That feels... Okay, I guess the 8's bad at this point, so that makes some sense then. But anytime you have the choice to not wait on the Dora indicator, I don't want to. Oh, well, just get an Onko. Okay, now you can turn that into something there for Nathaniel. Reach Dora 1. I think you should cut 3-pin, 3-pin. Cuts the 9. Could see the Tezuki call. Not going to happen, though. I believe that's Ishunten across the way. Oh, my. Look at that draw. Yeah, and that's the problem there on the right for Nathaniel. I said I like the 8, even with 2 out. It just feels better. And across the way, still Ishunten. But definitely looks like the at least Honitsu, if not Chinitsu at this point. Oh, just draw the 9 yourself again. That fixes that hand. Con. Yeah, there's the Con. Into another Dora. This is now Dealer Mungon. Still Ishunten, though. Will slow the table down. Oh, there's Tempai across the way. That is a 158 weight. And that's going to be just a deal in. Chinitsu, I'm going to push Lucas back into first, and Andrew drops into third, sub 30K, so wasn't a great position, now a little rougher. Nathaniel's dealer here has a Dora, pretty good shape, something like that 678 Sanshoku, and maybe Pinfu here as well. It does have 2 pairs, though, so it may just be calling it down for Tanya. We'll see. On the right, Pinfu hand, maybe Itsu in Pin. Across the way, 678 Sanshoku or 567 Sanshoku. Hard to make much value because the shapes aren't great, but they're workable. On the left, though, Andrew just says, I want something to get to 30K, so I don't have to worry about this. The problem is the hand isn't very good still, even with that call. But figures there's 0 chance of it finishing close, so he goes ahead and opens it. Does manage to get to Ishanten now, though. And Nathaniel says, okay, well, I gotta go then, too. We'll need the 6 mon, though, specifically, and I don't imagine that's coming out from... Oh, well, it might now. Normal cut here, I believe. Okay, so, oh, wow, just pair up the Dora, then. That fixes that issue. And that's a huge thing to be able to call there for Nathaniel. Because that hand looks fairly cheap right now. It might have 2 Dora, but you don't really think so. And now it could just be Tanyao Toy Toy Dora 3. This hand is just getting expensive quickly. But across the way, headless Ishan 10. We're going to see Andrew cut away from the penchon there. Get some shape upgrades. We'll need the 4-pin. And that's Tempai across the way, but without a head. So just going to cut the 2 for now. And there's a Dora pull by Andrew, and he doesn't want to throw it, and he is absolutely right to not want to. Oh, just Sumo. Could take a Flurry Tenrichi on 1-so if you want, but instead we'll just take the 1-Han Sumo. That's going to move us to Lucas's dealer turn, although the quick look at Nathaniel's hand is quite impressive because they're too Yakuhai to be called. Probably going to go force Honitsu. But speaking of Honitsu, the real one here appears to be Lucas's hand, and that's So Honitsu again. Could also turn it into a Pinfu hand. We'll see. On the right, Tanyao, maybe an Itsu in So. Across the way, another Honitsu hand. Definitely looking for the pin tiles there. Shaw is Yakuhai, and of course you draw that 8-pin. You feel really good. Dora pair on the right could just pawn for Tanyao. Now get rid of the 9 and the 1-3. Oh, just draw into it then. That makes things even easier. Doesn't really believe in Itsu. That's fine. I don't really either with that hand. Oh, speaking of just drawing in, look at that on the left for Nathaniel. Ishanten now for Mongon. Could con for the extra draw. We'll do so. Ooh, big hand here for dealer. Could even go Chinitsu at this point. And that's Tempai on the left waiting on 6-mon that just came out. And there are 3 left in the wall still. Oh, well, there are 4 pairs on the right. And okay, we have a Chinitsu versus Honitsu fight. Could chi that. Oh no, not the 6. But you probably wouldn't want to throw the 6-mon anyway. Because you have too many pairs in the hand as is. Now, I imagine you just chi this. Yeah, that's going to be the play. Locks in the 8-pin pair, and across the way, we get an upgrade to Ishan 10. And there's the Onko of 8-pin. Could pawn for Honitsu, but doesn't want to. One-mon doesn't do anything here. Oh, that's Tempai. Would have to cut a Dora, though. No! Cuts the 6 and deals into the Mongon. Decides the 5-mon is a better weight here, and instead deals into a Mongon. That's put Nathaniel in first, and we're in all last now. And feels like a Junchan type hand for Kathy. On the right, Richi Pinfu, Tanyao Ipeiko, Dora, possibly Dora 2 on the right for Andrew. Definitely the best hand here. Across the way, possible 789 Sanshoku. Also the Shaw is Yakuhai. And on the left, a few pairs, but it's just not there yet. Maybe an Ipeiko later in Mon. And on the right, we see Andrew getting closer. Technically Ishan 10, but that's not really the Ishan 10 you want. But Nathaniel says, I want first, so I'm just going to pawn here. And bunch of pairs now for Lucas. And that is Tempai on the right. It is a 1 4-pin 2-mon Tempai, but you would have to cut Dora.
Yeet.
Alternatively, you could cut 2-mon 2-mon if you want to be a little greedier. There's a 2-mon drawn by Nathaniel, but he has no reason to push this. Dealing into just about anything is going to be a drop in position. Well, there's the Dora. So 3 of those are now out. Oh, and that 3-pin would have been an amazing addition to this hand. And it's important for Andrew to win this hand, or at least get all the Tempai payments to at least to get to 30,000. Even on the cheap end, the 1,300 plus the reach stick back does get to 30K. A whole bunch of pairs there on the left, but not going for it. Oh, and there's the one, and that's the deal, and gets to Ishanten. And it's going to be Ricci Nomi. We'll get Andrew 230K exactly. So Kathy going to take a big hit here, but Nathaniel the winner with about a 26.9. Lucas 14.1. Andrew getting a flat 0 at positive 30K, and Kathy taking minus 41, but not in any real danger. So overall, the update is Nathaniel is now 35.8 behind with 2 games to go. And on the other end, Andrew is still 17, 18. Hold on, let me do math. Math on stream, always a disaster waiting to happen. So right around 18 points short of Zalong. Needs to jump Zalong. Lucas is fairly clear. Would have to drop 40 points. Has to drop below Zalong and Andrew to demote. So feeling a much better position now. Kathy at minus 31, 34.1, but I have to take another couple force along that same line to be in any danger whatsoever. And I heard a beef. Do we have another commentator?
Yes, we do. Hello.
Hello, Philip.
How are you, Korak?
Doing okay, kind of half dead because I'm not normally awake at these hours on a weekend.
Same. I got paged for work, and I am now ready and awake for some cool A1 action.
No, we had the first 2 games, and basically Lucas has pretty well gotten out of demotion, and Andrew has fallen in. Nathaniel took a third in the first game, but a first in the second, so has netted some points there. And Kathy took a big fourth, but overall not in any real danger.
Good to hear, good to hear. It'll be interesting to see how these last 2 games play out. I think Nathaniel's slowly inching closer to your first place position.
Yeah, when I had that last game, I said I don't think I'm winning A1, especially Nathaniel's very good at these point target situations as well.
Mm-hmm. But I do think the fight for getting out demotion is especially interesting. Now Andrew, kind of part of the condition is trying to make Lucas also sink.
Well, you don't have to jump Lucas at all. All you have to do is get past along.
Mm-hmm. So very achievable.
Because, yeah, that's certainly doable. Only down, what, 7.9 points from that? Because if you jumped along, you've also jumped Aaron, and that means nothing else matters.
Oh, right. I wasn't looking at the game totals. But yeah, +8 in 2 games. Pretty doable.
Certainly doable. And this is when the pressure's on. Lucas has done quite a bit to get out of the real danger zone. Could definitely fall back in. I think that we just did the update. So game will be live in 5 minutes. So we will see you back in about 4 then. And welcome back. We've now done 2 games out of 4. I am now joined by Philip in the booth as well. How you doing, Philip?
Doing good, doing good. How have these first 2 games gone?
Well, so Lucas has gotten kind of out of the demotion zone now. Andrew has fallen in. Nathaniel had a third and then a first, so he's gained some points net. And Kevin took a pretty rough fourth, but is still in perfectly fine position.
Yeah, and I think during our break we crunched some of the numbers, and it looks like Nathaniel is aiming for about 35.9 is the exact score he needs to overtake you for first in A1.
Right, because I will have the tiebreaker with 10 wins. But you just
Right.
look at Nathaniel, just hasn't gotten force, and that's it. Well, in this session, I came into this session with only 1/4, and so much for that.
Hey, happens. Happens to the best of us. The wall decides to play
Well,
favorites.
we're off, and dealer here is Kathy. Has a floating Dora. It's Pinfu type hand, but anytime you see a 2, 4, 6, 8, you're not happy about it. On the right, that's a Pinfu hand as well. Maybe an Itsu would be really nice. Nope, just doesn't believe at all. Likes the floating 4-pin more. Across the way, similarly, another Pinfu hand, maybe a 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku there. And on the left, that is an Itsu hand. Nathaniel with by far the best starting hand.
Yeah, if you draw another one of those Yakuhai pairs, then definitely very easy to force the Honitsu from there. Could even
Yeah,
just finish this
I figure
close.
he's just going for it anyway. That's what I do with a hand like that.
Mm-hmm.
You figure you can call the tune and then maybe chi the 5 or the 8 and then wait on a honor anyway.
Right. Dealer did draw into the pair of the Hatsu, so could just
Yeah,
look to
but these
call
shapes
down.
are still so bad.
Yeah. Are you willing to
Freeze
Achizuke
will
for
help
this?
immensely. I mean, if I get like the 8 mon, sure. Almost anything else, probably not.
Mm. Yeah, kind of agree. I think Amon is the big bottleneck for this hand.
That's a nice little upgrade because it does turn that into a 4/6/8 Ryoncon.
Mm,
But the choke point's still going to be the 8 in this hand. There's no way around it. And the
right.
question is, will the door ever come out from Andrew, or will he just go Chi Toy? Nope, throws the 4. That's an easy Chi, I think.
Yeah, Chi toss. Oh,
Oh,
never mind.
wow. Passes and just draws the June. Wow.
No. Just get better at reading the wall, I guess.
Yeah.
No. Really good chance can just finish this closed. Chun, closed Honitsu, and then even a Peiko chance, probably.
Now, Ishan 10 for dealer here.
Mm,
Even pulling Hatsu into Tempai, but the first Tempai is on the right. That is a Richi Pinfu on 147, and that 8 is an easy Chi. Like, you have to Chi, that's Tempai.
yep. And then do you Peitonki? Yeah,
Yeah.
Peitonki.
Peitonki, there are 2 of those left. The 147, not as good as you might think here, but definitely going to have more outs.
Right.
Let's see, 2 1s, 2 4s, and 3 7s. So that's going to be what, 5 left? Oh, the pay comes. That's
Ooh!
going to be a deal win for
Hey,
5,200 and the Ricci stick. Nathaniel out in first place.
uh, I hate to say it, Peitonki, best Tonki,
And
but,
it always works if you can get there.
uh,
And this is a much better starting hand for Lucas. Could go Ricci Pinfu Ipeco here. Or
mm,
Ricci Pinfu Tanyao Ipeco, even better. On the right, few pairs, not much else. Very much needs help. Across the way, similarly, a few pairs. You could kind of force Honitsu, but you have that floating Dora. So the incentive is to just hedge towards Chitoy and see what happens. Or 3, 4, 5 Sanchiku, of course. On the left, we have the Pei pair, which is Yakuhai, and a Shaw pair, which isn't. You kind of go Honitsu when you see a hand like that, but you look at the rest of the shapes, it's just not. It's just not a Honitsu hand.
yeah, don't really, you have like equally similar shapes across all three suits, so it's hard to choose which two you want to discard away from.
Luca is just sitting here looking for something to connect, and it's just not.
Yeah. This hand, a lot of potential. Tanya Pinfu, even Ipeko chances. Can even use the
Anko
Dora.
across the way now. That is Ishanten, I believe. No, Ryan Shanten.
Yeah, 2 Shanten.
Okay, well, that does help this hand for Lucas. Could hedge keeping the 5 to accept Dora, but it's also a tile you don't really want sitting around, so normally you just cut it, and that's going to be the play here. Needs a 1, 4, and 5, 8 so.
Mm-hmm.
Would definitely prefer the 4 so to anything else.
Right, locking that Ipeko immediately.
2 Dora across the way now, and that's going to
Ooh.
incentivize a much worse shape.
Right. Ending up on that Shanpun, or ending up on that 1-pin 3-mon wait at the end would be pretty sad.
Chitoi Ishan on the left. Not really the hand you're looking for when you see that, but sometimes you get the choice. Decides to pass the pay, which is Yakuhai, so definitely locked in on Chitoi.
Yep.
Well, now you just got the 9 pin because you can always draw 3 or 6 pin and then just reach you the 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ugh.
It does guarantee Tanya if you cut 3 so here, but yeah, I like the 6.
Yeah, keep that chance for Ipeko alive.
You do also have overlap now if you draw the 5 so.
Mm-hmm.
There's our Chitoi. Well, that's exactly what you were looking for. And now you just reach you the 4, don't you?
Yeah. Oh? Or,
No,
I
it
guess
should
this
be
is...
the 4. Should definitely be the 4 here because you do lose out on the possibility that. Well, I guess there is an extra con here. I guess there isn't any foo, so it doesn't make a huge difference. But 4 just came out.
Mm. Yeah,
And
4
this
would be
3
the...
for Kathy just isn't ever coming because there's an Anko for Lucas.
Right. Yeah, how many
So the
5s do I need?
5/8's really bad. One of each, I think. Yep.
Yeah, 1 of each. So probably just gonna handhold this until exhausted draw. Oh no.
Oh no. And it feels so bad. Yeah, just gonna get out of here.
Yeah. Good heads up play from Kathy there. I think we'll be able to get to draw
Yeah, I
safely.
figured that was gonna be the play, was see if you can pawn back into Toy Toy.
Hmm. I think
Now
the
that's
4
6,
pin's
so you just
dead.
okay. I don't know about the 6 pin. I just got pay there.
Mm.
But you can always still cheat back into Tempai to get 2 or 5.
Right.
Seems scared of the
It
Chun
is.
here.
It is live. And chooses the 3-pin Suji in the end.
No, Chun was the 4th discard on the right, so it wasn't live.
Oh.
Oh,
Huh?
wow. Wow.
Hmm.
Well, the question is, do you ever get Sunshook with a hand like this? Because that's definitely what you want here. But otherwise, could just be Ricci Peiko, which would be kind of sad, or even Ricci Nomi, which would be disgusting. On the right, Hatsu pair, 2 Dora, just call and go. Now you have a bunch of pairs. Across the way, Haku Anko, and great shapes. And on the left, 678 Sunshook is probably the best option. If you have the 2-pin Dora, you don't ever really want to get rid of. So actually, just a bunch of really good hands.
Yeah. I think Lucas had a pretty interesting choice just now. Drew us 5 so to connect and had to choose between 1 pin and 7 so. Chose to 1 pin in the end. I
I
think
don't think
7
the
so is
7
also
does
okay.
anything for this hand because if you draw the 6, you just have an overall. And now you'd love to have that Sonshu back
Right.
because you could be cutting the either the 4 mon or even the 2 so here using 3 as your pair.
Yeah. I was
See,
mostly
could
thinking 7
you?
so. Those would
No, you
overlap
couldn't
a
because you'd
lot.
still be short a pair. Never mind.
Mm. Just keeping 7-7 still. Fine.
Well, there's an upgrade to possible toy on the right there for Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that 5 pair up gives you some options.
That's a drop, yep.
3 is the normal cut there, yep. Dama on Dora now, and it may come right here. Nope.
Oh.
Oh, that is Tempai. You
Right.
could reach you the 5.
And then 1 4-mon wait. Which way will we take? Oh.
Takes the 2-5, which I mean, does this add Pinfu? It does add Pinfu, but this feels like such a worse weight.
Mm.
And now Tempai across the way on 2-5. And
I
this
guess.
5 on the right feels like it might come out. The only
Right.
reason it wouldn't would be the Suji.
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't
Oh.
matter. Gut's going to deal it anyway. Ricci, Haku,
Any Ura? No Ura.
no Ura, but Nathaniel extends the lead over 40,000.
Maybe part of the reason for taking the 2 5-so weight for Lucas was you have the 3-so blockers in your hand, so maybe thinks the 2-so looks a little bit better.
Well, I think you just go for it in that situation.
Right.
Regardless, though, we have dealer here is Andrew. Wait, hold on. Yeah, dealer here is Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
And still Rian Shanten. Could get a 2-3-4 Sanshoku if you draw the 4-mon and cut 4 6-pin. On the right, Tanyao, potential upgrades to maybe Peiko. Has so many pairs in the hand, though, so the question is which one do you get rid of? Across the way, pretty nice hand there with double Yakuhai. And on the left, nice fill there with the 7-so for Lucas. But the rest of the hand isn't great. Feels Chitoy.
He'll take this Haku. Does take it.
Yeah, just takes the Haku, says, you know what, it's fine. We'll take the 1 Hana, be done with it.
Mm-hmm.
Big pull there by Nathaniel, now Isha on 10.
That's
I like the
16.
6. I like the 6 that does it at a potential Suju trap later.
Right. Now
Now I
3,
have
now
Tempai
Tempai.
across the way waiting on either Shaw or Chun.
Mm-hmm.
Tempai on the left waiting on 3-5 mon.
Oh.
Oh, there's our Tempai. That's the big one. 4-so would be Ricci Pinfu Sanshoku.
Mm-hmm. 12K waiting to happen. 1-so.
Nathaniel wants to call this, but like I don't know why.
Mm. Yeah, calling into Ishan 10 kind of maybe just wanted to give the shot a
Okay,
draw.
well, would have dealt in, so I guess that worked out.
Yeah.
We're in East 4 now. Dealer has a Pinfu type hand looking for the 2-3-4 Sanshoku. On the right, disconnected kind of everything. Across the way, Pinfu type hand. Nothing fancy here. Oh, wait, never mind. On the left, 2 Dora, Yakuai.
Mm.
But the rest of the shapes are awful.
Yeah, it needs a lot of fill-ins, especially around the pin shape 2 4 4 6.
Hatsu pair up across the way. 7 pin on the left is going to help that hand immensely.
Mm-hmm.
So really the question is, does Kathy ever cut the pay? And if that happens, then immediately Andrew probably scares the table off pretty well.
Right.
Ishanten for dealer now.
Mm. Do you ever cut 3-pin there? instead of 9 so.
Always. I always cut 3-pin there.
And then if you draw anything like 5 so or 7 so, do you? I guess
Right,
we
we
draw
have
7
lots of
so.
shifting options. Well,
Yeah.
even so, it's like the...
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, that is... I don't like that at all.
This is interesting. Decides
This is
wants
definitely a hedge towards
like
Tanyao.
right.
There's the Dora. You knew it was going to come out eventually.
Okay, so
Could
we
see
hedge
a
towards
chi
Tanya.
here. Oh, no. Okay. Wow. May managed to back into this with a good weight.
Right.
We have 3 pairs, so...
Yeah, I think you just toss it back.
Yeah, that's what I'd do.
Anyone else who can play spoiler?
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And takes to Pinfu or Dama as well.
Takes
4-7
a
pin.
Dama, and that's going to be probably a pull for Tempai.
Yeah. 8 pin? Yeah.
That
Okay.
doesn't help, so you don't... Oh no, well, the 5 deals in. That was
Okay.
definitely the cheap hand.
Right.
Well, I guess there were two cheap hands, and then the Payaga. Oh my goodness, look at Nathaniel's hand. Just starts off with 2 Yakuai, 2 dragon pairs, and the lone one, but never going to happen because Crow or Kathy will never end up losing this. Might even see a Cheetoy now by Nathaniel. But in the meantime, we have Ishanten for dealer. Could be Richi Chun potentially.
Right.
On the right, possible Ipeco. Also have decent shapes elsewhere. The one so door is going to be very hard to use, though. Across the way, Penfu type hand. You need to fill a bunch of Kanchans with Penchun, though. And as we mentioned on the left, pretty much call and go. Might even just go Toy Toy with it. But technically, Ishanten for Cheetoy. Doesn't want it, though.
Yeah, I think since your Yakuhai pairs are so callable, it's definitely preferable to go Toy Toy here. Or
Ooh, wow.
okay. What do you do? 4-so?
4 so or 5 so, yeah. I'd probably go
Yeah.
5s. Even with 1-9 out, it still looks so much better.
Amon and Aimon so callable, and then your Sozu shape, you can cut it down to the 4-5-5. Still very efficient. And you keep the tune around for your Shosanga and Dreams. Or
Right,
even your
which we know
Daisanga.
are a waste of time, but you can't possibly.
Yeah. Oh,
And now you hear the pause, and I guarantee Nathaniel knows it's dead now.
yeah. May just toss it out here, but doesn't.
A little surprised you didn't. You usually would there.
Yeah, I know Nathaniel is very good at reading into pause lag on Tenho. So,
Well, now
we'll
Lucas isn't quite sure what to do with this shape, but probably going to cut Dora eventually. Oh my goodness, the 5 so fell.
wow.
Yeah, there
It comes
goes
out
the
now.
Chun, and that's going to be Tempai. Waiting on 2-5, which is nearly dead.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine it's ever coming out on the right or the left. Unless you just draw the 2 yourself.
Mm.
And Lucas realizing it was Cheetoy the whole time.
Oh?
Well, that is
Why?
Tempai on the left. You could just take the Yakuai no Mi. I would definitely switch that weight.
To the Intotsu?
Yes.
Yeah, wait on the 9-mon.
Plus, you have the option to change. Would have been able to change here if you'd wanted.
Oh, now we have the Toy Toy Chance back.
Yep.
Not chance.
Hatsu can't come out now. Yeah, it's guaranteed
Yeah.
now. The question is, where's the 9? Because if it comes out, if someone draws it, it probably just comes out.
Yeah.
Ishunten across the way.
That ever reaches
Ishunten on the
the...
right. Oh, but that
Yes.
fits perfectly into the hand.
Take the Champon, wait on Hatsu? Or do you just take good weight?
I think I'd take the good weight with a Dora. If I didn't have Dora, I would, but...
Chooses a Champon. Oh, here's
Oh,
9-1.
no. Oh,
And
no, and the deal in Toy Toy,
Haku.
Haku, and Nathaniel will probably be able to jump me just in this game.
Yeah, this is a pretty huge first already. I think right now with the Uma, 15.9.
Yeah, it'd be 35.9. That would be, yeah, that's the target score.
Yeah, the exact score. So, hoping to keep everyone else below 30k, just to get all that plus 20 Uma for first. Only first.
Ishunten for the dealer here.
Do you cut Penchon?
I cut 5, so. You want
Oh,
Chanta.
right. Yeah, Chanta, my bad. To our right, shapes look pretty average. Needs to fill in the Ryoncon, and then can maybe work it towards Pinfu. Across the way. Pretty good shapes. Ricci Pinfu, Tanyao, maybe Peiko, but needs a couple more draws to make that happen. To our left.
Well, that's one of them. That's a huge upgrade there for Nathaniel.
Yeah. Now Yishan 10.
And Kathy is similarly kind of a nothing, and 3 pairs, but not too much else.
Yeah. Lucas kind of unfortunately draws around 5, 6, 7, 8, ends up cutting to Penchon. Kind of losing out on the Chanta now.
Well, you almost have to. You don't really want to be on a penchant with 1 cut already.
Right. Yeah.
Wow, headless. You cut the 7-9 for sure.
Yeah. As dealer, you're totally fine with taking the most efficient path and trying to get your
Would
retweet.
hedge towards Itsu if you want to for Nathaniel, but doesn't see a reason to.
Right.
Well, there's a Dora. You definitely want to hold that, because now if you draw like 3 pin, you could always just go Dora Tonki.
Or you just pair up the Dora, right?
I mean, that's a dream, but that never happens. But there are 3 of them left in the wall. 2 of them left in the wall. My bad.
Yeah. 2 left.
Oh,
Hey!
okay.
Each.
You have to reach you this. The 3-6 is really good. You see 3 of them and only 1 in the hand, so 4 left in the wall.
Yeah.
Long.
Oh.
Instead, the Dama Pinfu Ipeiko Tanyao on Gembutsu wins the hand. Nathaniel the snipe.
Wow. Dread it, run from it. Nathaniel's win. Comes all the same. That was a really good chance for Lucas too. So much value as dealer. Got the dream pair up, but Nathaniel with the Dama snipe on the same turn. Feels bad. And
Oh.
Andrews, starting out here. Haku pair. Probably gonna just call down.
You'd love to go 6 or 8 Sanj, go Haku with this, but it's going to be hard to do so. On the right, I don't know, what do you even do with those shapes? Not much, especially sitting at that score. You just play efficiency, what happens. Across the way, possible Itsu in So, but we'll see what happens there. On the left, you want to cut this Tolan pair and just go Tanya eventually, but you may just take anything you can get.
Andrew's hand kind of looking like Toy Toy now.
Well, that seems to be what he's trying for. We'll see.
And Samuel's hand has, I think this is Ishan 10 now, but pretty likely to end on a bad weight. But now is a chance at ending on a good weight with that 7-man draw.
Right, for each pin Fedora 1.
Yeah, Forso draws the dream here.
This is what's happened. It's just people aren't getting hands.
Oh, and
okay, well, that guarantees the good weight now.
Yeah. Ichi at least over 1, but okay.
You cut the 7 so here normally.
Yeah.
Or the 4 so.
Yeah, I think 4 so makes sense. Itsu's coming together for Kathy. But
Well,
still...
Kathy's no, it's not. That's never Itsu unless you pair something up. Right now, it's just Richi Nomi. You need to pair something up elsewhere. Okay, there we go. Now it could be Itsu.
Never doubt me, Korak. Never doubt me.
I doubt everything. Oh, Sananko, Tenpai. You could just Dama this. I think Dama is normal here.
Yeah,
Especially
try to
with 5
dodge
just
the
having come
Sananko.
out.
Yeah. Well, do you chase this Richi? Do you chase 2 Richi's?
You have to now. Now you definitely smash the button here. There's no reason not to. You just take the value.
Maybe he wants to stay Dama to snipe the 5.
Well, he obviously wants the Suanko, but like you just need to take your value because it's going to be kind of sad to win 96 here. And you're in a position where you need the points. Yeah, if you're reading that it's dead in the wall, then it's like okay, that's it.
Yeah.
So the 5 so is actually dead.
You're right. So not really going to get it.
The 7 so is 1 left, and the 4 so is 1 left. So it's actually a 0 versus 1 versus 2.
Classic Ricci battle. Con? No.
No, you're never breaking Sananko here.
Right. Sananko is all your value in this hand, so Con doesn't make much sense.
Well, okay, now you can switch it in Ricci if you really want to.
Yeah. This Ricci feels...
Yeah, if you weren't... Yeah, this was the only... It's still no outs, though.
Right. You can't really tell that your weight is completely dead, though. I mean, maybe if you think Senzu is super expensive on the board, then you don't Ricci this, but there's always a chance of sumo. So, Lucas ends up the only one not Senpai.
Yep, going to be 3,000 out there, and now there's 3,300 in the middle, so anyone who can win definitely wants this pot. Would get anyone closer to 30K except for Nathaniel, who would definitely boost big value.
Right. And dealer kind of starts out here. Some pretty nice shapes. 369 can wait in the...
Best hands across the way, though. Already pretty close.
Yeah, just normal Ricci Ping Fu hand. Even just
and now it gets even better shape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you can get, you're absolutely just going to take. Like, it's good enough here. Dealer, of course. Probably you can go Tanyao. Like, I'd even consider pulling 2-mon if it came.
Ooh, interesting.
It's like, what else are you doing with this? You don't want to end up on that Shampone.
True. Especially with the 1-mon being once cut, so the Shampone looking a little bit weaker.
Right. Ishan 10 now. Wait, is that it? No, it's still Rianshan 10 across the way.
Yeah. I think this is...
The Ishan 10 is on the left, yes, for Lucas. And Ricci on Dora is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. Oh, with so much in the middle, do you ever Dama if you reach Tenpai and you can Dama? Because even a 1k hand
Dama?
becomes
Who are you
33.
talking to?
Well, I know I'm talking to the Ricci merchant, Korak, but I understand there are some situations where you're also down for Dama, as they
Well, I
say.
did take a Dama in one of my games, and then I looked in the wall afterward to see I lost out on an Aura 3.
Feels bad.
It's like, yeah, that's always what happens to me when I Dama. That's why I never Dama.
This is true. This is true. Andrew actually drawing into pretty nice Ishanten here. Pairs up to 4-pin. Can even just call for D'Artagnan now, guaranteed.
You can see a Tanya call on the left.
Yep. Waiting on.
Well, you definitely got the 1-mon here, yeah. And
Yeah.
3 would be Ricci Pinfu Tanya.
Right. And Lucas is Diantotsu weight, waiting on 4, 5, 8-mon.
Yep, for Tanya Dora 1 with the 3,300 in the pot, too.
Yeah. So really big
Oh,
hand.
there it goes.
Yep.
This is great for Nathaniel. Just keeps everyone under 30k. Someone's gonna have to Mongon in order to knock him out.
Yeah. And oh, Nathaniel with the all last dealership can even run up to score more. But yeah. Mostly doesn't want Andrew to get a big sumo here and get back above
Well, Andrew
30k.
definitely has a hand to get some value, but may just end up just opening it.
Yeah, it's open, it'll be 3,900, right? I don't see many ways of adding enough food to get the 340.
Yeah, dealer garbage kind of Pinfu type hand. You have one door, but nothing else. On the right, Pinfu hand kind of floating, a bit of a mess. You draw a door, but the door doesn't even fit. And yeah, there's the call on the left. Why was 6 kept?
That's interesting.
Like, I really don't get that play.
I think this hand is like very clearly Honitsu with the pin suit. And so keeping 6-mon, if you're thinking about it as a door connector, is pretty
And you're thinking Toy Toy too. You'd like to get this to Mongon to get to 30k.
right. Well, discards the 6-mon now, but would have been nice to have kept the West instead, up to that point.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the hands just aren't really budging, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the Shaw. I'm trying to decide what's worth it. Is that Tempai? No, it's not. But that's a
It's not
huge
Tenpai.
Ishunten. Possible Toy Toy here, too.
Yeah, Toy Toy Honitsu Haku. Perfect Mongon to get you back above.
I mean, you'd love the Sun Uncle on top of it, but anything you can get's good enough.
Right. This 5-pin fits into the hand, I think, so probably won't come out.
Well, also, just there's no reason to keep that pension. And you have that floating Dora, so you don't have to do too much here. I think Nathaniel's probably out at this point.
Yeah.
If he's not pulling that 6, he's probably out. Oh, Dora pair up on the right. That's some value.
Okay.
Ishunten.
Kathy won't be able to make it back to 30k with just the Mongon, but could minimize this and get back to second at least.
Also, there's a possibility of putting the Ricci stick in there could get Andrew up to 30k with the 3,900 plus the 1,000.
Right, right.
Yeah, 3 doesn't help. It's kind of surprising. You haven't seen anything now on the left for Andrew at all. Well, there
Lichi.
is Tempai takes
Wow,
the Shumpone, doesn't want to get greedy looking for the Itsu upgrade.
right. This is pretty. I mean, its upgrade looks pretty hard just with Andrew's discards and just the board in general. Pinner is so expensive.
Yeah.
This is Ishan 10. Does push it.
Oh, there's the Dora.
Can you push this? Can
I
Ishan
don't
10?
think so. I think you push 2 pin just to see what happens.
Right.
You have so many blockers along that line.
Mm-hmm. You can even
You
push.
just don't want to draw the. Okay, that's like a
Oh,
perfect draw.
7 pin here
Yeah,
for sure.
definitely 7 pin.
Maybe. Oh.
That is Tempai, but that loses a bunch of foo.
Wrong.
Well, you win it anyway. Bakudora.
Yeah, should have been a 2600 win, not a 2000 win, though.
Yeah.
Not a huge difference, though, but that's going to put Nathaniel in first place in A1 now. Goes 3-1-1 in this final series. Andrew minus 1.7 gets something at the end, but just keeps dropping kind of out of space. Lucas loses 11.2, still pretty safe, but has to avoid a bad fourth in this last game. And Kathy takes another fourth, but again, unless there's a minus 44 in the last game, not in any danger of demoting.
Yeah. Nathaniel now takes the lead by exactly 5 points.
Yeah, that extra Uma gets him there.
Yeah. And so, Korag, I think you need to go get your PayPal details in order.
Oh no, I knew this was going to happen. I already formally, when I saw the end of my last Hanshin, I knew he was going to win the league. It was over at that point.
Well, I
When you
mean,
don't deal it in your last 2 games, you get minus 20 Uma. That's it. That's the game telling you you've lost.
right. But Nathaniel could potentially fall back down to second. Needs to lose 5.1 at least in this last game. So maybe some extra rewards for the other players at his table are in order.
I imagine they're going to do some math right now. There's a normal break after this situation. Nathaniel's is easy, but all 3 of the others need to at least be paying some attention.
Right.
Andrew's still not in terrible position, but probably needs either a good second or just any first.
Right. Let's see.
And
Andrew.
Lucas just can't afford a bad fourth. And Kathy is now only 11 points ahead of Lucas. So similarly, no longer safe. Could
Right.
definitely blow this, but would take another catastrophic fourth.
Yeah. So pretty much everyone just looking to finish in top two. Doesn't. I guess Andrew wants at least a more
Andrew
sizable
probably needs to
second.
win. Everyone else is pretty much fine with top 2.
Yeah. Or Andrew's also okay with just like a pretty big second. Something like how much? It's like +9.
Well, you have to jump Zalong too, so yeah,
Oh,
it's
okay, so like
a bunch.
+10. Yeah, plus
Yeah,
10.
if you can get 35, I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
35,000 second.
Yeah, 35,000 second is pretty good. So yeah.
Oh, there it went. Oh, no, broadcast. No start to fourth game yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so it
doesn't
seems
take
like
this long to do math. They're probably taking an actual break.
yeah. So I think we ourselves on a broadcast should also take a short break until the game starts.
All right, send them to the stats screen, and we'll be back. We'll type in chat when we actually get some information, but I don't see anything yet, so it's at least 5 minutes away.
All right. See y'all soon.
And we're back with the final match coming up here in A1. This will determine both the league champion and the demotion spots. At this point, we have Nathaniel, who's currently in first overall in the league, just needs to avoid anything worse than a -5, and will be the ARML champion. And we have three people who are getting close to the demotion spot. Kathy was doing okay before this series, but lost a ton of points and not necessarily safe anymore. Lucas got out early on, but has dropped a little bit back. And Andrew dropped into the demotion zone early and has not climbed out yet. But basically, everyone's win condition is get first or second. Well, the problem is there are only two of those spots, so we'll see where they go. First dealer is Andrew, has a Pinfu Taipan and a Dora. Love the 6-0 and 6-mon on the right. Possible Con with 112222. And other than that, not much value though. Across the way, that is Ishanten, I believe, for Ricci, Ipeco, Tanya, Dora 1. Oh, just pair up the Dora. That's one way to do it. On the left, that is definitely the worst hand of the bunch, and maybe an Itsu in pin, but that's about it. Nathaniel just taking a long time to decide whether to want to con the two yet. Decide just cut the 9 for now and see what happens. Nishan 10 for dealer. Could just cut the 7-mon here. Instead, we'll cut the 8-pin. Wants to keep open the shifts for 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku rather than the Ipeco in pin. Missed it a bit ago, but across the way, very nice hand there for Kathy. Now Ishan 10 for possible Ipeco Tanya Dora 2. And there's our con. Adds Tone as the new Dora, which no one has and no one's going to use. Ishan 10 on the right. That's why the con was made. And hand's not really doing much at this point. We have 3 people in Ishan 10. And then Luke is just sitting here trying to get something to come together. Interesting, keeping the 4 so over the 7. I think the 7 could have gone out earlier, but instead this does allow some extra. Oh, there's Senpai. Never mind. Ricci, Pinfu, Dora 1, possible. Why on earth are you cutting the 7 so? Oh my goodness. Missing the Dora. He throws the door out there and it gets pulled immediately. Kathy's like, thanks. That's a Tanya Dora 3 now, waiting on 7-mon Gimbutsu. In the meantime, for okay, well, gets the sumo, but this should have had another Dora. I guess you wouldn't have sumoed this necessarily. Oh, and the Ura too. An immediate big start by Andrew. It's a Hanuman sumo East 1 to jump way out in front. This is just the hand he needed. And has a pretty good second hand as well. Could go Honitsu with this with the Chun pair. Especially if you pair up the Tone, then you have plenty of value. On the right, Pinfu Tanya type hand. Maybe not Tanya with that 1-2, so we'll see what that turns into. Across the way, couple pairs, some floating tiles. It's pretty bad. And on the left, 2 Dora. Just go Tanya with a hand like that. And then on the 9-mon pairs up, and you just don't even know what to do at this point. I think it's still probably a Tanya hand, but you're also hedging toward Chitoy or Toy Toy. And we're not really seeing much improvement in any of the hands. Well, there's our possible Chitoy shift for Lucas, because that's a 4th pair. Speaking of Cheetoy, dealer now has 4 pairs as well, but we'll call that down with a tune. Gets rid of the 2-pin. Interesting. Doesn't believe in Honitsu at all. I normally just cut the 7 so there. Oh, and punish immediately for it with a 3-pin backfire. I mean, you're looking at this pawn and you're going, maybe if you force it into a little bit more, this could have been a monster hand. Instead, it is Ishanten, but Ishanten for Chunomi. Maybe some toy upgrades, though. We'll see. Ishanten on the right for Richinomi. Possibly. No, it'd just be Richinomi regardless. Oh, well, now you can accept Dora if you are Andrew. And I could take the Yamarama, but I kind of like this 9, so wait, I might throw this back. Nope, just going to take the Yamarama instead. And that would have come out immediately, yeah. And you can't know that, but still, you're only losing the 5 acceptance this way, and you figure the 9's very likely to come out. It's one of those tiles that just tends to. There's Senpai on the right. Could take Shumpone here, or could just Dama looking for some upgrades. Will Ricci waiting on 8 Mon, 8 So. It is Richinomi. And just folds out immediately. Wants nothing to do with this hand. The problem is after that first tile, like what's your choice afterwards? Because the 4-mon probably can't come out and punished immediately for it. Because normally you just push the 9 so into that and just kind of see what happens. And then you have to throw the 9 so anyway. The 4 is Nakasuji with the 7-mon having been pulled. Ugh. And this is the kind of situation you put yourself in from not being willing to call is now you're just backing into a complete mess. It's understandable you don't want to deal in when you have this lead, but when you make those calls, you have to be willing to fight somehow. Because I don't think you've helped yourself at all. Well, now you have the suit you trap 8, so that may be a deal in. It's worth remembering Nathaniel barring Urador will get more from just Tempai payments than actually winning this hand. And just needs to dodge one more tile. And that's going to be it. It's going to be 1-player Tempai on the right. Oh no, Tempai across the way gets to Cheetoy, waiting on the 5-mon. So Kathy sneaks in, gets 1,500 points from that, and Nathaniel sees the last 3 Tadashi and is probably a little disgusted by that. Not much you can do, but oh my goodness, what a hand. And this is the type of hand that can end up clinching A1. Because all Nathaniel has to do is get a positive score, and he's good. This is just a pawn, double Yakuhai, triple Yakuhai, 3 Han. Third 40 Fu is plenty. On the right, a few pairs, not much else. There's the last tall, and that was the choke point for this hand for Nathaniel. And I have some pairs on the right, but that's about it. Across the way, nice shape in Mon, but has some floaters to get rid of. And on the left, Pinfu type hand, but a long way away. Oh, and there's the Chun Pone. Oh my goodness. Look at what's happening here. That is going for Honitsu. Wants the dealer Hanemon from all this. Being in another Yakuhaya, like say Haku or Toy Toy, could turn this into an even bigger hand. And Luke is just hard folding already. Doesn't want anything to do with the Steeler hand. Has decided just the Dora can't come out, and if the Dora can't come out, there's no reason in pushing the hand. You can see the oh my goodness, already 1 4-pin Tempai for Mungon. And there are still 4 of these left, and there it goes. And yeah, that is probably the championship for Nathaniel. Gets to 38,000 and would have to fall under 30,000 to have any chance of losing. So that's probably it. Now the question is what happens on an emotion zone. But Nathaniel has Haku here, can pull in that. Just one Han. On the right, few pairs, not much else. Across the way, few pairs, not much else. I guess 6 5 in 2 suits. And on the left, Pinfu, Tanyao, especially draw that 5 pin. The hand's amazing. And just none of the hands are really developing all that much at this point.
Beach.
That is Tempai on the left for Richi Nomi. Waiting on 4-7 for Andrew. There are 4 of those in the wall, 3 in Nathaniel's hand. There's one of them with a 7-1 on the right that's going to fit into Kathy's hand. And Nathaniel actually working this back towards a winnable hand. Definitely no reason to con, just take the safe tile. Yeah, Nathaniel just folding out. May push if Toy Toy opens up, but other than that, I don't think he has any reason to get involved here. But again, all Nathaniel has to do is not pay out big sumos and not deal in, and he will win ARML. Ishanten on the right now. Oh, there's another 7. So now it's down to 2 4s, and that's it. There it is, Ricci Sumo. Gets one Oradora, though, so that's going to put him at 51,400. Daniel pays at 2,000, but still in very good position. And even a negative second is fine for Nathaniel, as long as it drops below 25K. But next dealer is Kathy in East 3. Has a very nice Ricci Pin Fu hand. Could also ship to Dora if the 3-pin fits in. On the right, there's a Hakupon. The question is this going to be just for the 2,000, or are you going to go for Honitsu? Looks like just the 2,000 for now. Across the way, that is already Ishanten for Ricci Pinfu Dora 2. That'd be Mongon and Chewed on the left. Dealer now, Headless Ishanten. And that's Tempai. You just Ricci the pay. This is Ricci Pinfu waiting on 4-7. And Nathaniel's kind of put himself in a rough position because, like, what do you do at this point? Well, I think you just go. Nope, just folds. Folding out. Oh, we may see a deal in by Lucas fairly soon. Nope, there it goes. That's going to deal in from first place, Ricci Pinfu. No Aura does give Kathy some points, though. Kathy's dealer again has a Haku pair, but that is the door indicator. Also has a Hatsu. So presumably the plan is going to be to pull on Haku, which may come out like in the next couple turns on the right from Lucas, and then wait door Tonki eventually. On the right, Chun pair, floating tiles, couple pairs, not much else. Across the way, Tone pair. Could probably call and go with a hand like that. There's no real value elsewhere. And on the left, that hand's a bit of a mess. Like maybe even hedging Kokushi with that hand. Dealer Ishan 10. There's Tempai. Will the Dora come out, or will he get a little greedy cutting 9-pin? Gets a little greedy cutting the 9-pin. Wants Dora Tonki here. Yeah, definitely selling on a Dora Tonki. Could have cut the 8-pin here, and then decided later whether he wanted to cheat out the so shape. But just selling out on the acceptance for the Soratanki. And across the way, we see the Tone is now Ishun 10, just Tone right now. Folds out of it, does not want to throw this door up. Well, can go back into Tempai now. Nope, has just decided it is going to be Doritanki. And not the first to Doritanki, though.
Andrew finds the East Doritanki.
Well, now we have 2 players in Doritanki.
This is going to be the nastiest double run.
I mean, Nathaniel's never pushing it. Lucas probably isn't pushing it either. But it's also a bit of a game of chicken,
Mm,
where if either decides to bail out of it, they will deal into a very big hand. There's Senpai on the right. Really? Oh, not Tempai. My mistake. Could have thrown the 3-mon, though. I thought that was a 6, not a second 5, but still. I'm surprised the 3-mon didn't come out. Still 2 door in the wall. The question is, where are they? Well, there's one of them, and that should be the end of this.
Yep.
Yeah. Now Lucas is out. 1 left in the wall.
last few draws. But I think Nathaniel was thinking about cheating that 5-mon.
Yeah, I'm
But
kind of surprised he didn't, but he probably looked at it and said, I don't have enough draws even with it, so there's no reason to go for the. Well, there's the Dora pair. So we know that neither of these hands is going to win unless someone folds to the other one.
right, and that's not gonna happen.
So 2 players Tempai, and we'll have another East 3. And they look at the board and go, oh, okay.
Oh well. Lucas feeling happy that he drew both of the Dora, but
Yes. Ooh, could see a dealer Chinitsu now. Definitely a callable type hand. On the right, very nice hand there as well. Maybe hard to use that Dora, though. You have a 1-mon pair and then a 4-4-6-7-7-7. So possible Sananko, plenty of potential over there. Across the way, that's a Pinfu hand, but it's an awkward one because you have a bunch of Penchan Kanchans. 5-7, 3-5, 7-9, and 1-2. And on the left, I think that's just Honitsu. But going to realize that that is not the real hand here, as Kathy is going to make the first pull of the 1 pin, and definitely looking Honitsu with those discards, if not Chinitsu.
Andrew
6
does
is
play.
the normal cut here, but you may be a little scared of it.
Yeah. Could also just be a
Oh,
little bit
hey,
greedy.
Onko. We'll give
But
Kathy a bunch of foo. I imagine if paid comes out, you just time incon with where you are.
plus you're not super happy about just Onitsu only.
Right.
Although you can accept
3,900 isn't
Dora,
bad, but yeah.
right? But seems like there'll be
Yeah,
competition.
Nathaniel does not want to throw into this, so this is basically a fold. Again, Nathaniel probably doesn't have any problems unless they're just a bunch of monster sumos.
Right. So playing just super tight, not just choking out anyone who's trying to make calls is
Well,
good enough.
Tempai on the right on 3-sided on 5, 6, 8.
Beautiful weight.
Would be a 5,200 sumo if you do draw the 6. Well, there's one of the 6s, and I can't. You can't. Oh, throws the 8. That makes sense. Deals into the 2,000 and some Homba there as well.
Right. Andrew, not very sad about that deal in. Advances the game, gets him a little bit closer to banking home this first place that's desperately needed.
Yep, and that's basically all that's needed. Is Kathy, of course, needs to be a little worried about fourth. This fourth is fine, but drawing any further, and you're definitely headed towards that demotion area.
Right.
Yeah, it has 44 points to spare total, and if the game ended right now, it would take a minus 30. So certainly not in danger yet, but could at any time. Dealer here with a Honitsu hand, big draw there on 3 so. Might even be able to keep this closed. On the right, Pinfu type hand. Not too much else. Across the way, Pinfu type hand, but oh, that's a huge fill with that 7 pin. Still no real value. Oh, and this hand for dealer is getting closer. But in the meantime, there's going to be a Tempai call on the left. Oh my goodness. The problem is that 7 so is probably to come out when this hand gets Tempai. I think you can chi that for Tempai and deal in with 7.
Right.
But wants the value here. Certainly understandable. Yeah, it just feels like a question of when does Lucas end up dealing in.
Yeah, because most of the draws here that would give you Tempai are going to involve you throwing out 7 so or 4 so.
That is not one of them, though.
Right.
Might go around Peiko cutting 1 so or yeah.
Yeah, and
Plus
then
round Peiko upgrade. This is a nasty little weight.
yeah, 609 so very good Tempai.
Nathaniel's holding 2 of them, but has no reason to ever cut them here. And the important thing is this actually adds more blockers for that 4-7, which only has 1 left in the wall. Whereas the 6-9 has 1-9 and 2 6s. So it's actually 1 versus 3 right now.
Ooh. Oh, and Andrew actually finds Tempai for 678 Sanshoku. Tanya Sanshoku.
Waiting on 3 so, but there is 1 of those left. So it's now 2 versus 1 versus 1.
Oof. And Nathaniel just holding onto those so tiles. Doesn't want to deal any of them.
Nathaniel has no reason to get involved in this.
Yeah. That was a good amount of safe tiles as well to just get through this.
I mean, it's obviously the danger suit here.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sumo.
And a
Sumo
big
Pinfu Honitsu hits the cheap end. 9 so would have been a dealer Hanemon, but this is really important because this does drag Nathaniel into 3rd place. But oh my goodness, just when Nathaniel looks like he might lose it, look at the hand he gets.
just starts with 2 big sets. Hatsu Hanko and the 2 fin.
Wow.
And
I
the
mean,
perfect drop
sometimes
off.
you're just running hot.
Sometimes the wall just goes hard, does what you want.
And Kathy wanted to call that, but feels needs some value instead. Ishanten across the way for Sanshoku Hatsu Dora 3 Hanemon.
Yikes.
That is not Tempai, but it's a much wider Ishanten. I think he's cut 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Still keep your 2-3-4 read alive.
No, plus even to pair up the 4 or the 3, you can just reach even the 3 so Suji trap here.
Ooh,
Well,
what
now
do you
you
do?
just Dama. Yeah, you
Yeah,
just have a lot of upgrades here.
yeah. And you can, yeah, so many good
Basically any
styles.
pin tile other than like an 8. That's an upgrade. 6, 7.
Mm-hmm. Still want to stay Dama here.
Yeah, there's no reason to get involved here. Again, you just want to win this hand. If you win this hand, then that solves basically all your problems.
Right.
Because even here, you're not in great position, but you're in okay position. Could wait on the Shaw instead, but it's dead, so no, you can't.
Yeah.
Ishanten Hell for Kathy. You just can't draw it.
And
There's the sumo.
everyone just frowns in disgust when they see this hand come through.
Yep. And there's nothing you do about it. Now, this is actually concerning because Andrew is now in danger of losing first.
Right.
Because there have been some big sumos back to back.
But we did note that Andrew can get away with around a 35k second place if it comes down to it.
Right.
Even this current point total is enough.
Well, the dealer hand here isn't very good. You need the 6 pin, you need the 3 mon, you need probably 6 mon. You need some floaters as well. Hand's a mess. On the right, that hand's an even bigger mess. Just going Kokushi. Across the
It's
way.
pretty good.
Oh, Rian Shunton, you're right. It's actually not that far off. Across the way, Ricci Dora 1 probably. Well, not even that. Now it's probably Ricci Nomi. Ugh. And on the left, not much value there either.
Yeah. So it's now it's just gonna be see how hot is Nathaniel actually running. Do we see the Kokushi just to crush everyone's spirits?
Now, 3 of the 1 so are out, so the Kokushi's kind of dying. Needs the last 1 so.
Yeah. Good wait though, I guess. Hell wait on to one so if it gets there.
Yep, has to get there though first. Or
Mm-hmm.
just draw it yourself. That's the obvious answer.
Yeah, yeah. The Armel mantra. Just sumo. Cathay is
4
also
pins, the normal cut here.
4-pin. Mm,
Or not 4 pin, 4 mon.
or Mon, okay.
It's noon and I still haven't slept from yesterday. Like when he said this cast is a weird hour, it's a really weird hour.
Uh,
Could
don't
call for
mind.
Tempai.
Skips
Doesn't.
if you
Throws
take
the 3 back. Interesting.
yeah,
Normally you'd cut the 2 there because you can possibly add Pinfu.
right. Uh, if you took the 7 so Tempai, would you take the 8 mon 2 mon Shampoo or
Yes.
okay? Because going on to Suke with the 6
6
9
seems
mon,
terrible, especially with one already out.
right?
You figure there's probably 2 in hands, which is the actual case here.
Mm.
Yeah, I think Nathaniel's hedging out now.
Yeah,
We have a Dama across the way just waiting on the Dora.
but
Oh, okay. Just draw Dora yourself then. That fixes that.
yeah, dealer draws it.
No, that was the last 5.
Right, and obviously never leaving either of the hands it's in.
Might fall out of Lucas's hand.
Right, but no Yaku right now, so even if it does
Right.
leave,
It's
gonna
like you don't
be
even care.
right.
There's Senpai for deal. It should be an easy Ricci. And yeah, should have cut the 2. Like I said, this would be Pinfu. The weight though is pretty bad. Let's see, 1-4 and 1-7. I think. Not that bad. Probably 2 players Tempai. No, just hits the sumo. And again, this should have been Pinfu, so again leaving points on the table, but hits the aura, so that fixes that issue. Mongon for Andrew, and that's going to massively help him put him back in that solid first position again. Oh my goodness, look at this. A 7-8-9 Sanshoku hand just ready to go. On the right, actually Chitoy Ishanten. Again, Nathaniel just, when there's any sort of danger, Nathaniel just gets hands. That's been a consistent theme this series.
Right.
Across the way, have the non-pair, but really need some value. You do have the Ankon possibly of the 5 mon. So I imagine you just con anytime you feel.
Well, here it is. Pay Tonki. Best Tonki.
Ishanten for dealer. I mean, you just call it. Well, you could just plan on folding out. That's the thing.
Right. But I think, based on what I understand about Andrew, I think he's very willing to keep fighting. But
Just
he
sumo.
can't fight. Can't fight if Nathaniel just sumos it. And moving into South 2, Nathaniel starts with pretty standard hand. Looks like Ricci Pinfu. And Adora. Pretty nice.
Yeah, actually, Kathy's getting real close to that demotion spot. Right now, this should be a minus 40.8, I believe.
Ooh. Yeah, so Kathy really looking for a
Which
win
is
now.
would still be enough to stay ahead of Zalong, but you're running out of space. Another
Yeah,
2 or 3,000, and you're gonna drop.
definitely needs to find a
Or even if Lucas gets over 30K.
Mm-hmm. So, looking forward to this dealer run, I guess.
I mean, you get hands like this, it's a pretty easy game.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, Ricci Ishanten for Ryanmuram and Ishanten for each pin food or 1.
Mm-hmm.
On the right, few pairs, 3 of them, not much else. Couple overlapping runs across the way. Floating Dora, kind of a Tanyo hand, but not much else there. 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4, 7, 7 were 4's Dora. And on the left, few pairs, but similarly not much there. I mean, it just feels like when does dealer hit Tempai? Pair up across the way. Doesn't really do much for the hand, though, but does let you go to Tanya with it.
Right. I think you're willing to call down for Tanya, though.
Ishunten on the right for possible Sanshoku.
Lucas also moves into Ishanten.
Yeah, but you're going to throw a door, and you don't really want to.
Mm,
Then
does
Lucas
throw
says,
it.
"Yeah, I'm getting rid of this right now.
Yeah, I think that's fair if you think that.
I can just call this down for 1,000 points, which is fine with him."
Mm-hmm. Lucas just needs to make sure he doesn't lose too many points here and
Right.
doesn't end up in the same situation as Kathy. Daniel's thinking about whether to keep pushing.
Now that's an upgrade. Now waiting 2-5 for Tanya Nomi.
Mm-hmm. And Haku comes out now.
I'm going to see a possible upgrade to a Peiko. Just sumo. And Lucas is perfectly fine with that. And now it'll be Kathy's last dealer turn. And Kathy is kind of in a needs to win a hand here position, but has a pretty good starting hand to do so. Not much value, but very likely reach Unomi. Pretty good shapes with 2-2, and then in so 1-2-2-2 3-4-9-9. On the right, couple pairs, but everything's awkward. Well, 7-pin penchant feels kind of nice, but still, the rest of the hand just a complete mess. 4-8-9-9, and then 1 southwest and Hatsu. So you're not really thrilled by this. You draw a Dora, it's a little better, but it's still bad. Across the way, pairs up the 7, so I believe that is Rian Shunten for both a Cheetoy and a normal hand.
Or I think it's Ishanten for Chitoy, but
No,
normal
you're
hand.
right. It is Ishunten, yeah. And if you get an Ishunten, I'd take it. If you get Tempa, I'd take it, of course.
Right, right. I mean, yeah, probably just Dama, right? Or actually, I guess it depends on your weight.
You just Dama, based on what the condition is for. Oh, there it is.
Okay. So I think Dama makes sense, but oh, wants to hedge the Rian Peiko?
No, just wants the Tanya greed play here.
I see, I
This
see.
could be a really bad deal, and that's Tanya Cheetoy Dora too.
Ooh,
So that's actually pretty bad for Lucas,
yeah.
who actually may need to win this last hand now. What Lucas buffer? Oh, no, Lucas is probably fine since it's only a third.
Yeah, I think Lucas was about 10 points below Kathy, so pretty similar conditions. But
I
let's
think
see.
if things ended here, then basically everyone at the table will get what they want. All 3 of the players here surviving and Nathaniel winning the league. But Kathy cannot afford to drop anymore.
Yeah, I think Kathy really needs to win his hand because it's cutting very close to dropping into the danger zone. But these hands are pretty conventional, looks like.
Yeah, dealer with a couple penchant, not very much there. On the right, a bunch of pairs. Chito Ishan for Andrew. across the way, kind of hedging Honitsu with it, but I think Nathaniel just doesn't want anything to do with this hand,
Yeah,
which is completely reasonable given his position. And on
right.
the left, Kathy is desperate for either pairs or Toy Toy or Itsu or anything. You just have to be Tempai at the end here.
Right.
And if you're Lucas, you just are perfectly fine ending the game.
Mm-hmm.
As long as Kathy doesn't Haneman Sumo on you, you're fine.
Right. And you can see Nathaniel definitely playing towards the win condition, just dropping anything that isn't an honor or terminal,
Exactly.
keeping as many safe tiles as possible, just doesn't want to deal in. Because barring...
Or if you want to be really fancy, what about a Suanko on the right?
Oh. Can just
And
drop his...
even that wouldn't knock Nathaniel out.
Right. Yakuman Sumo here.
Would
Doesn't matter
probably
unless it's
demote the
dealer.
other two, though.
Yeah.
Lucas would be really close.
Mm-hmm.
Kathy would definitely demote.
Yeah. I think it only gets dicey for Nathaniel if it's a dealer Yakuman Sumo.
Right. Well, Nathaniel just wants Dealer to give up, and Dealer is giving up. Dealer has no incentive to be pushing this hand. You can see this from two players. They're just flat out folding. They've read the game. They said, we don't really care. We just want it to end.
Yeah. Honestly, like, Andrew probably shouldn't even be pushing this hard.
No, it should be Kathy going full out just for Tempai and three people folding.
Right. But because it's when you're in the lead, you can still afford to just try and get a tempai to end the game. So I guess this is also fine.
Big draw there for Kathy. Now in a
Interesting.
much better chance to actually get to Tempai.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, Nathaniel's actually
Yeah, I
found
cut three pin.
Kokushi 2 Shantai.
Well, yeah, but that's still not that close.
Yeah, yeah. A bit funny.
Oh, huge draw there for Kathy. Now Ishanten really
Yeah, yeah,
wants to be Tempai here.
yeah. Gonna be... Oh, and can even get Pinfu on top of it.
Well, for no,
I
would
mean...
be you have the Anko. Well, you can't Chi
Oh,
the
yeah.
one. Would they be 4-10? So this is
Mm-hmm.
why I wanted to cut the 3 pin earlier. Is the 3's dead? So with 5-5-6-6, you aren't expecting a 2-year pair.
Right. But it's gonna be hard to get any cheese from Nathaniel.
Oh, backed into it on the last draw.
Beautiful.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but
Oh, and Tempai on the
blue.
right. Like if Kathy doesn't get Tempai, I think Kathy demotes. I'd have to run the math on that.
Oh, Andrew actually just chooses not to take the tempai at the end.
Okay, then yeah. So that's going to be everyone in this table surviving, just barely though for Kathy. And Nathaniel, congratulations on winning A1. And just had the right session at the very end.
Alright, golf
Played very
platform.
well, only 1/4 the entire season. Played very well, great defense overall, and will be your spring A1 champion.
Yeah, very good. Good congratulations to Nathaniel. Nathaniel putting in a lot of work on our broadcast. This week alone has probably broadcasted 6 out of 7 days, I think. But yeah, really excellent player and very excellent result. Well, I guess since we're here, do you have any
Yeah,
thoughts
that's
on
gonna
your
walk in.
season?
Well, I think the first thing I have to go is again, congratulations to Nathaniel. But we also talk about our demotees. Those are going to be Zalong, Aaron, Joshua, Haru, and Steve. And you see that very close cut line. Kathy dropping down to minus 100. Okay, so Kathy did not need Tempai at the end there. Would have made it by 1.1
Right.
if she hadn't managed Tempai at the very end.
Yeah, cutting it crazy close for demotion there.
Yeah, so what I'll say about this season, it was about two things. It was about opening hands, and it was about not dealing in.
Hmm.
But at the very end, it just comes down to who got hands. And Nathaniel ran. When anytime Nathaniel got in danger of dropping out of a good position, just immediately another great hand just falls in. And that's how you can do it. If you get hands, this game is pretty easy.
Right.
And did very, very well on defense. Did he have what, one deal in the entire series, something like that?
Something like that, yeah. I think didn't deal in during that last game, right? So one
Yeah,
deal.
then it was won the whole series, which
Yeah.
is really strong.
Yeah, pretty incredible overall. Definitely playing super well towards the point target and the win condition.
All right, well, I'm gonna head to bed, so take care, everyone.
Yep. Thanks for stopping by for doing commentary, Korak. And I think that about wraps it up for us. Uh, so big thank you to everyone for tuning into the stream today and seeing the conclusion of the A1 season. We'll hopefully, I believe we'll have a few more broadcasts coming up during the next few days. So please stick around for those. You can follow our Twitch, turn on notifications. If you're interested in signing up for the Summer League, you're still able to do so, but you'll be placed onto a waitlist. You can go and do that at our website. But otherwise, I think we'll call it a day here. Thank you very much again, everyone, and please tune in for our future broadcasts. Thank you.